Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Today, it is a rainy fucking day here in the suburbs of New Jersey, but I got my ice cold water right beside me. I got the network playing in the background. We are live. The chat is already rocking and rolling, and that could only mean that it's Saturday! You know what that means! We're live! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms! And I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to the greatest fucking show on earth! This is the official Lightning Flash update for Saturday, July 16th, 2022. And welcome one and all to not only the debut of DJ Storms on Hardcore Sports Network. We are live right now, streaming across 4 different platforms, across not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 different accounts. But today is a very special day. Today is the most important date in human history because your boy, the greatest fucking wrestling analyst on the planet, I made my debut 5 years ago and I took the wrestling world by storm. And now everyone is here to celebrate 5 long years of DJ Storms, and there are many, many more to come. Now, if you don't know some of the names that they call me, well, I mean, they call me Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known. Man, you smell that? Do you smell that? That right there is the smell of excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind! Are you ready, baby? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to have a good time. Trust me on that. We're going to have a very good time. Look at us. Look at us. We got a lot of people watching already. Thank you all. A lot of people watching on the chat. We got Mr. Earl Cole, my man Alan Holland Jr. We got the Shooter. We got Olivia Quinn. Oh, trust me, it's about to get even better, Olivia. We also got DJ Sums and Dee Dee, Kenzie TV. We are rocking. We are rolling. But I think we could do a hell of a lot better than what we got right now. Trust me. Trust me. I want more. I want it all. I want as many people in here as humanly possible. But before we get into what we're going to get into, obviously, I do want to calm down here a little bit. Trust me. I mean, that was energetic. And trust me, you'll be seeing a lot more energy. You'll be feeling a lot more energy from me throughout the course of my duration here at Hardcore Sports. But I do want to slow it down here for a minute. And I do want to take some time to send out special thank you and all my gratitude in the world to everyone who has made this journey possible. 5 years ago, me being an 18-year-old kid, no sideburns, no chin strap, no mustache. I swear, I looked like I was fucking 12 years old. And now, here I am 5 years later, and I am a full-fledged member of the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm not really too good with the words, so please bear with me. I'm a full-fledged member of the Hardcore Sports Network, and I could not be any more grateful than I already am to be a part of such a great group. So many great people out here in hardcore sports, so many passionate people with the MLB fan base and the NFL and the NHL, hockey, UFC. We got professional wrestling as well. It really is an honor. It really is an honor. And I want to send out 3 special thank yous to AK Eagles, Tyler Schlendorn, and, of course, my main man, Mitch Kofsky. And I greatly appreciate every single one of you who have tuned in, if you're a day one individual or if you're a newbie. No matter who you are, you sat, you watched, you laughed, you cried, you ranted, you raved, you smiled, you frowned. No matter what you did, you tuned in and you decided to give DJ Storms a chance. That right there is what very much humbles me. And I know I present myself like the cockiest son of a bitch on the planet. I do. I present myself like the cockiest son of a bitch on the planet. But in the end, I'm just a regular, normal individual like you that loves coming on here, loves talking professional wrestling, and I could not be any more grateful than I already am to have this opportunity. And I could not be any more grateful to all of those individuals that came out of their way to watch me. You guys all made DJ Storms worthwhile. You really did. Even the haters. And trust me, I know I got plenty of haters watching. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to go out of their way to shit on me. And you know what? I love that. I love that because that is what makes being DJ Storms so fucking great. That's what makes being DJ Storms so fucking great. I love anyone that goes out of the way to hate me because that way, I know I'm the highlight of your life, yet you can't fucking stand me. I love it. I absolutely love it. But we're going to have a very fun time. We really are. We're going to have a very fun time. Once again, thank you to everyone who made 5 years of DJ Storms possible. And here's to 5 more. But we are going to get down to business here in just a little bit. Here's what I need y'all to do. I know some of you are currently watching on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to need y'all to go over and head over to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. Hardcore Sports YouTube channel is very, very vital that you do so, because when you do so, you are going to help me become the most popular fucking act on Hardcore Sports Network. You see, I'm in a little bit of competition right here. I know Didi already did. I'm taking a look at the Hardcore Sports channel. There's only about 6 likes on the Hardcore Sports channel. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but people, if you are over at my YouTube channel, please take a migration over to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel and drop a like. It's very, very vital. I want to see a hell of a lot of likes on the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. It's incredibly, incredibly vital that you do so. Also, obviously, if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button on both my channel and the Hardcore Sports channel. Please make sure you leave a like and share out the stream on all platforms of social media. Like I said, we're streaming live currently on 4 across 6 different accounts. I need y'all to share it out. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you share it out. Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, TikTok, Snapchat. We're streaming live on Twitch as well. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitch. Please make sure you are getting as many people in here as possible. It's incredibly vital that you do so. And we want to make Hardcore Sports the destination to be for every single sports-related story that breaks, every single sports-related analytical take, everything. We want to make Hardcore Sports the destination for all types of sporting fans. So please make sure you share out the Hardcore Sports channel link. And be sure that you're watching on the Hardcore Sports channel. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. We got goals that we want to reach. I see a lot of, here we go. We got 10 likes already. 10 likes already on the Hardcore Sports channel. I think y'all can do better. But shout out to the people watching on Twitter as well. Shout out to the people watching on Twitter as well. We're streaming live on my Twitter, HistoryMakerDJS. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. You'll also be able to find me on Facebook. The link will be in the description. If you're watching on YouTube on my channel or the Hardcore Sports channel, check out the link in the description. It is very important that you do so. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please make sure that you like the official DJ Storms business page. And I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, please go and check that out ASAP. Of course, like I said, whether you're watching on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, like the video, like the stream, whatever app that you're watching it on, like it. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're on Facebook, comment on it. If you're on Twitch, like it, share it out. Get as many people as possible. And of course, if you're watching on my channel and the Hardcore Sports channel, please make sure that you hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's the only time that you are going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. This is Earl Cole's favorite part of the stream right here. Oh, yeah. For those of you that have not watched it on Twitter or Twitch or Facebook, everybody knows I flip out the magic comb, this unbreakable ace comb, and we're going to light it up right here on the channel with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's soup, I'm so good. Everybody needs a little DJ Storms in their life. You know why? It's because I'm just tasty. I'm the tastiest individual that you will find. Everybody wants a piece of the Storms Meister. Anyway. You damn right, Final Horse. Take a look at this right here. We're about to get more hardcore than Mick Foley. You damn fucking right we are. Mick Foley ain't got nothing on me, but Mick Foley's a fucking idiot now anyway. Fuck Mick Foley. Anyway. I think we should get into the festivities, right? I think you're all here to hear me rant and rave about all these festivities going on. So why don't we get right into the festivities, shall we? So, let's talk about AEW. AEW, obviously, they have been making shockwaves in the wrestling world as we speak. Wrestling Observer newsletter actually provided some inside scoops on a potential working relationship between AEW and Stardom. Stardom, of course, is perhaps the hottest all-female wrestling promotion over in Japan, and AEW could very well be looking to work with Stardom down the line. Dave Meltzer stated, and I quote, "There has been communication between AEW and Stardom of late. There are no deals, but we're told to expect something." And if this is the case, I'm actually very pleased to hear this because AEW, if they were to get a working relationship with Stardom, this could very well help both companies. Obviously, it'll get Stardom some more exposure in front of the American audience, and AEW, this will help AEW expand internationally. And that's ultimately what we want in the end. AEW right now, they've been on fire since their debut. They have not slowed down since. And if we continue to see the growth of AEW as we're seeing it and how well the growth of AEW has been over the course of the last X amount of years, take a look at those year-over-year ratings and how well that they've been growing their audience. This is a great thing to see, and this is a great thing to hear about. With AEW expanding to a working relationship with Stardom, This will help AEW's international relationships, and we could very well see some shows in Japan down the line. Who knows? We could very well see some shows in Japan. We could very well see some shows in the United Kingdom with what Tony Khan is doing with PAC and the All-Atlantic Championship. That right there is a great thing to see. Plus, we get some more women's talent, some women's talent that we maybe have never heard of that are so great at what they do. They're going to migrate over to the United States, and we can see what they do. Look what happened with Asuka. Look what happened with Kairi Sane. Look what happened with Meiko Satomura. Look what happened with Io Shirai. They all became major staples in the WWE, obviously, besides the fact that WWE killed some of them. Mainly Kairi Sane and Asuka. I expect them to do the same to Io Shirai if she indeed is called up to the main roster. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But this partnership between Stardom and AEW, this is a great thing to hear about, and it's a great thing to see. The sooner that we see this, the stronger the international relationship between AEW and New Japan and Stardom is going to be. This could open up the door for a lot of opportunities. And we could very well see AEW expand into the United Kingdom. We could see that. AEW expand into Canada. AEW could expand into a lot of different international markets that could help what we see going on right now with AEW. We could see a lot of cross-promotional shows. Forbidden Door could very well expand past what AEW does with just New Japan Pro Wrestling. We could see Impact on there. We could see Ring of Honor on there. Maybe we get some international talent showing up in Ring of Honor. The possibilities are endless. This is a great thing to see. This is a great thing to hear about. Moving on, we got an update on a superstar that was reportedly injured. There was no confirmation, but now the confirmation is legit. Penelope Ford is currently not medically cleared to compete. Tony Khan provided an update on the status of Penelope Ford as she hasn't been seen in quite some time. TK responded to a fan on social media who thought that Penelope Ford may have no longer been with the company. So Tony Khan responded to this fan saying, and I quote, "Not at all. Total opposite, in fact. She's a great wrestler, and I can't wait until she's medically cleared to come back. She's been in some classic AEW matches, and hopefully she'll be in many more." Now, I'm not sure what it was. Tony Khan did not specify exactly what it was. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but it is definitely an interesting scenario having Tony Khan, the CEO of the wrestling company, respond to the fans, and I'm actually glad that he does that, because this right here, this is ultimately what we want out of a pro wrestling CEO. We want someone that's going to be open and honest and transparent with the fans that are watching his product. That right there is what is going to give the fans a little bit more trust in Tony Khan. Even the fucking haters. Maybe not so much the hardcore haters, no pun intended to the name of the channel that I'm streaming on right now, but what we have with Tony Khan right now is something that every single CEO should be. Every single CEO should be open and transparent and make sure that everything going on with the talent, if they're allowed to speak on it and we're open to hearing it, and if it's appropriate to make public, this is the type of thing that I like to see. And Penelope Ford, she's actually pretty good. She's actually pretty decent. I remember her having a very good match with Hikaru Shida back at Fyter Fest 2020 when they were still broadcasting from Daly's Place. I remember that match actually being a fairly good match. So Penelope Ford, I do believe that she has fallen off the rails a little bit. I'm not sure what it is, but I do believe that in due time she comes back. She works on her craft a little bit more, and she puts herself out there in a position in which she excels at. I honestly do believe that Penelope Ford could be a solid hand in the women's division. Any hand in the women's division would definitely be a helping hand. Unless your name is fucking Abaddon or Marina Shafir, I actually don't mind if more women are on television, especially a woman like Penelope Ford. I think Penelope Ford is a great addition to the women's division if she's given the opportunity to be. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But for those of you wondering, Penelope Ford is currently not medically cleared to compete. Io Shirai. We got a report on Io Shirai. Dave Meltzer discussed how Io Shirai could very well be gone from WWE sooner than everyone thinks. On Wrestling Observer Radio, he stated, and I quote, Io Shirai's pretty much got her foot out the door. Pretty much gone. Io Shirai took to Twitter, and she actually subtweeted Dave Meltzer and a couple of other people that have been tweeting out these claims. She simply responded and tweeted, and I quote, rumors, and then put a puking face emoji afterwards, and that was it. She did not at anyone. She didn't reply to anyone. She did not tag anyone. It was just a simple tweet that said rumors with a puking face. And I took that as Io Shirai saying she's not going anywhere. Now, maybe this could just be a red herring. I don't necessarily know. But at the end of the fucking day, it is definitely something that has me worried. And I say worried simply because of the fact that Io Shirai, she is undoubtedly one of the best, and arguably you could make the argument that she is the best women's wrestler on the planet right now. She's up there in the top 3, along with Sasha Banks, and whether you love her or you hate her, Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard is a phenomenal women's wrestler. Io Shirai, we all know that Io Shirai should be at the top of the card. Io Shirai should be in a prime position in where she is running the division. We all know this. But the problem is the company that she's working for and the people that are running the company. We all know Io Shirai should be the number 1 women on that roster, but you take a look at everything that we have seen going on WWE TV right now, and I could legitimately throw anyone out there as an example, but I want to focus specifically on the Japanese talent. Look at the Japanese talent that has come through the ranks in WWE over the course of the last 5 to 10 years. Look at it. Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, Kairi Sane. You got Io Shirai as well. How many of these individuals have gone on to be big main event players, to be top-tier acts for X amount of years to come? How many of these people still feel like special must-see attractions? 0. None. Absolutely none. And the reason why is because Vince McMahon don't know how to fucking book Japanese talent. He wouldn't know talent if it hit him right in the fucking face. Look at Nakamura. Nakamura came in, and you could make the argument that Nakamura may have had the best debut in all of WWE history. He came in, and he put on a match of the year candidate in his first fucking night on WWE TV with Sami Zayn back at NXT TakeOver Dallas just over 6 years ago. What about Asuka? Asuka, she had a 2.5-year undefeated streak. She was running through everyone. She was the most dominant and the most over female on the roster. Kairi Sane. Everyone loves Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is probably one of the most likable individuals in the women's division in most recent memory in NXT. And what happened to all those individuals? They have all been booked like shit. Nakamura has been given token title win after token title win, and they never put any effort into anything that Nakamura is doing. Nakamura is an undercard scrub at best. Asuka, no matter how many accomplishments that Asuka's had, she's done everything there is to do in the WWE, and her run has not felt impactful at all. Nakamura, within 5 months on the main roster, was fucking buried. He lost to Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam 2017, and he hasn't recovered since. Look at Asuka. She lost her undefeated streak to Charlotte. Dead right then and there. And Kairi Sane wasn't even given a fucking opportunity to rise up through the ranks and actually get over on her own. She was paired with Asuka. The Kabuki Warriors won the women's tag team titles. They held it for 6 months, never fucking defended it. They became the Japanese version of the Iconics. And then Kairi Sane just decided, hey, you know what, I'm leaving. And you know what? Kairi Sane actually left before they could ruin her career any further. Kairi Sane's probably the smartest one out of all of them. Kairi Sane took a chance on herself and she left. There's no reason why Asuka should not be in the same position as a Charlotte Flair. There's no reason why Nakamura shouldn't be in the same position as a Roman Reigns. The reason why is because Vince McMahon doesn't know how to book WWE Japanese talent. And if Io Shirai, if she is truthfully staying with the company, I will always support Io Shirai. I'm going to be a fan of Io Shirai until the day that I die. I will always support Io Shirai until she retires. Io Shirai undoubtedly is one of my favorite women's wrestlers right now. But at the end of the day, signing with WWE is pretty much career suicide. Unless you are an individual that Vince McMahon drools over, unless you look like Roman Reigns, or you're related to the Anoa'i family, or you have the look that Vince McMahon wants, or unless you look like a fucking porn star if you're a woman. That's what Vince wants. Io Shirai is none of those things. She is a gorgeous woman, but Io Shirai is not a prim, proper Barbie doll-looking blonde like Tiffany Stratton is. And Tiffany Stratton, she's actually very good at what she does. I take nothing away from her, but Io Shirai should easily be in the same position that Charlotte Flair is in. And the reason why she won't be is because Vince doesn't know how to book Japanese talent. I will always support Io Shirai, but at the end of the day, I am not going to sit here and say that signing with the WWE is a good thing. Unless you are dirt fucking broke, legitimately, unless you are dirt broke and you need the fucking money, I don't understand why anyone would sign with the WWE. You're not going to fucking succeed. And I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be a fucking dream killer. I don't want to fucking destroy your hopes. But at the end of the day, WWE is a fucking shithole. It's a shithole full of favoritism run by sick, deluded, disgusting old farts. I don't know what else to tell you. I honestly don't know what else I could possibly say that I haven't already said about the WWE product. Io Shirai's career is pretty much done. Io Shirai, if she signs with the WWE, she's either going to stay in NXT forever, which is not really a career if you ask me, because at the end of the day, she's done everything there is to do in NXT. There's nothing more for her to do. And if she gets called up to the main roster, her career is pretty much done because she's not going to be booked well. She may very well end up worse than Asuka. Honest to God, she may very well end up worse than Asuka. Not even bullshitting you. I'll always support Io Shirai, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and praise her to the high heavens for signing a contract or potentially signing an extension with the WWE. Her career is fucking done. Her career is done. It's over. There's no fucking reason to even bother investing any time with an Io Shirai. You even take a look at Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw, and even Cody Rhodes, when he was there before he got injured, even Cody didn't feel as important as we all envisioned him to be. He was still booked very well. He was booked perfectly. But at the end of the day, WWE makes everyone feel bland and boring and ordinary. Io Shirai is doomed to fail. Io Shirai is absolutely doomed to fail. I hate to fucking say that, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Io Shirai signing with the WWE will not do her any good at all. It won't. I'm sorry. It won't. So, after that, obviously, we did have some more interesting reports this week, including, this is actually an interesting report. Apparently, according to WrestleTick's Patreon, WWE actually managed to almost sell all of the tickets for Raw in the AT&T Center in Texas this past Monday. So apparently Raw was a legit sellout on Monday. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of these AEW cocksuckers and these WWE, or the WWE cocksuckers rather, and the AEW haters that do nothing but hate on the fucking company for a living. I legitimately saw a picture floating around Twitter of that revolting blob from Cardiff, Wales, WWE Gareth, I think his name is. WWE Gareth, that fucking blob from Cardiff, Wales, who's probably going to be sitting front and center at the Principality Stadium event, jerking off the Roman Reigns. That guy was legitimately in the chat for AEW Dark this past Tuesday, where we had Pac versus Shota Umino, and we had Miyu Yamashita versus Thunder Rosa. He was in the chat, and he was spamming the chat, AEW will fail, and he was constantly sending it over and over and over and over again. That's what people like. Those are the types of people that are going to get off. This is just going to fuel the AEW hatred and the WWE cocksucking. But at the end of the day, I want you guys to think about this for a minute. This does not mean that WWE is succeeding. This does not mean that WWE is succeeding. At the end of the day, WWE is going to financially succeed no matter what, because at the end of the day, they got all of these major deals signed with USA Network and Fox and Saudi Arabia and Peacock. I've already elaborated on this. What I am focusing on is not how many tickets are sold, because that's fucking irrelevant. At the end of the day, the WWE is still failing, because you take a look at what we got on Monday, and it was once again a shit episode of Monday Night Raw. So why the fuck are we even bothering talking about ticket sales for Monday Night Raw? I want you guys to listen. Listen to the fucking sound that we hear. Monday Night Raw was a legit sellout, right? 12,000 people, 13,000 people, right? We heard nothing but lukewarm reactions minus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was the only individual that actually got a legit fucking pop on Monday Night Raw. Otherwise, the crowd was fucking sitting with their hands crossed and their legs folded. Oh, yeah. Dead. Dead as dead can be. Meanwhile, you take a look at AEW TV. Look at last week. AEW TV, they sold 4,000 out of 7,500 tickets for the Rochester show last week for Dynamite. And they were making noise as if they were sitting front row at WrestleMania. So if a crowd of 4,000 is louder than a crowd of 13,000, what does that tell you about the product? Who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong? AEW fans love what's going on. The WWE fans, they hate the product, but they watch because they have some type of blind loyalty towards WWE, in which they do nothing but ride the WWE dick until they can't bounce anymore. Who fucking cares? Seriously, this doesn't mean WWE is succeeding. WWE is failing. WWE is failing week in and week out. Doesn't matter how many tickets that they sell. Doesn't matter if they get a sellout one week. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the product still sucks. And whether you want to admit it or not, you take a look at the ratings from not even 10 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, they were pulling in 4.5 million viewers. Where did everybody go? They can barely even break a 1.6 nowadays. Why? Because the shows suck giraffe balls. That's why. Meanwhile, you take a look at what AEW is doing and how great their show is. You take a look at the year-over-year ratings, and they've been expanding week after week after week. They remain at a steady 900,000 to 1 million plus every fucking week. Don't even know what else I could tell you. Raw was a legit sellout. Oh, great. WWE Gareth is probably going to be jerking himself off to Vince McMahon's pictures on Muscle and Fitness Men's Health magazine. Great. Who fucking cares? Seriously, who cares? I got a report as to why Dolph Ziggler returned this past Monday. Dolph Ziggler returned this past Monday on Raw, and he cost Austin Theory a tag team match. He actually super kicked Austin Theory. Why? Apparently, Dave Meltzer discussed that Austin Theory has been paired in a feud with Ziggler so Ziggler can teach him a few things since he is an established veteran. Exactly what I thought. Exactly what I said. They brought Ziggler back to be paired with Austin Theory simply to give Austin Theory something to do. That's all they wanted. They did what they did to give Austin Theory something to do. And at the end of the day, doesn't matter what they do. Doesn't matter what they do, because at the end of the day, no one's going to give a fuck about Dolph Ziggler. Honestly, do you care about Dolph Ziggler? I don't. No one cares about Dolph Ziggler. And that's not me trying to downplay Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is probably one of the best wrestlers that they have. Dolph Ziggler is probably one of the best wrestlers of the modern era. But he's been booked as nothing more than a glorified enhancement talent. He's in the same position that AJ Styles is in right now. They're both glorified fucking enhancement talents. It's fucking ridiculous. And I love Austin Theory. And I love Dolph Ziggler. But no one's going to care about this. Austin Theory clearly is not cashing in his Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam, because that would be fucking ridiculous. The only way that Austin Theory is going to work as Mr. Money in the Bank is if Austin Theory cashes in on Cody Rhodes after Cody Rhodes wins the WWE title next year at WrestleMania. And then Austin Theory could be the heel with Cody being the chasing babyface going into SummerSlam of that year. So in the meantime, Austin Theory needs something to do. Insert Dolph Ziggler. They could have legitimately picked anyone. They picked Dolph Ziggler. Simple as that. Really, nothing more to add there. I see that Courtney Holland is in the chat. If you are in the chat on my channel, here's what I want you to do. I want you to head over to the Hardcore Sports channel. The Hardcore Sports YouTube channel link is in the description if you are watching it on my channel. And I want you to give the Hardcore Sports stream a like. And I want you to make sure that you share the Hardcore Sports stream out on all platforms, social media, Courtney, because me, I want to make sure that I'm the most liked thing on the Hardcore Sports Network. It is big. It is huge. Absolutely huge fucking news. And it's a big deal that I am the most popular thing on Hardcore Sports because nobody does it better than DJ motherfucking Storms. And I want everybody to know that. Anyway, getting a little carried away here. But I appreciate you stopping by, Courtney. Thank you for celebrating 5 years of DJ Storms with your boy. I got a report on the women's tag team titles. I know it feels like a fucking millennium since we've heard about the women's tag team championships. Fightful Select reported that there has been no word emerging regarding the WWE women's tag team titles or the tournament that they planned on holding. Really now? Really? No word on the women's tag team titles or the tournament. You know what? Good. Is this WWE finally admitting that they're wrong? Maybe. God can dream. I don't know what they plan on doing, but at the end of the fucking day, I fucking hope that this is the fucking end. I honest to God hope that this is the fucking end because I cannot bear to even think or imagine the women's tag team championships in a prime position anymore. The women's tag team championship should have never been created. There's legitimately no value in the women's tag team championships. None. Absolutely none. The women's tag team championships have about as much value as the shit that my dog took on my neighbor's lawn the other day. So why is anyone going to care about the women's tag team championships when there's no fucking division and WWE never cared about the women's tag team championships either? You know what this does? If this is the case and there is no word on the women's tag team titles or the emergence of a tournament, this just proves Sasha Banks and Naomi right. And I love that. I love that because they were already right in my eyes before this whole thing even started. They were already right in walking out in my eyes. But now this just further doubles down on the fact that they had every fucking right to drop those titles on John Laurinaitis' desk and walk right out of that company because that company didn't value them, they didn't value the titles, and the company doesn't value women's wrestling. And if this means that the women's tag team titles are going bye-bye, good. To be quite honest with you, I don't even think WWE has, they don't have any teams. Toxic Attraction and Casey and Caden, they are legit the only tag teams in the entire women's division across 4 fucking brands in WWE. Holy shit! Bob Culture! Bob fucking Culture Pie. Look at this guy. Bob Culture, Rob Williams, who I met back at ISPW Summerfest about a month ago. He decided to stop by. 5 fucking years, and you decided to stop by. Look at this guy. We're definitely going to collaborate at some point, but shout out to Bob Culture Podcast. Oh, by the way, Bob Culture Podcast, if you can, please make sure, go to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel link in my description here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to that channel and hit that like button because I got to be the most liked fucking thing on Hardcore Sports Network. Shout out to Bob, Hardcore Sports. Everyone loves Hardcore Sports. Be sure to support Hardcore Sports. But thank you, Bob Culture Podcast, for joining in. Thank you for stopping by for my 5-year anniversary. And I'll be sure to see you at ISPW Summertime Blues on August 19th. We got that fucking TLC match. That TLC match between the Now, Crowbar, and Percival Payne and the Birds of the Sun. It's going to be the fucking match of the night, brother. It's going to be the match of the night. Anyway. As far as the women's tag team titles go, good. If they're gone, get them out of there, never to be seen again. I hope that they actually retire the NXT Women's Championships as well. The NXT Women's Tag Team titles as well. Reportedly, there was reports going around that Cora Jade's heel turn was always the plan, despite the fact that she won the NXT Women's Tag Team titles with Roxanne Perez. If that's the case, good. If that's the case, good. Because at the end of the day, both of those tag team titles are fucking worthless. Women's tag team titles, I've said it once, I'll say it again. You may not like it, but it's the gospel fucking truth. And if you don't like it, you can suck my fucking dick. Women's tag team titles, unless it's an all-women's roster, like Stardom, women's tag team titles do not work. And if you actually believe that they work, you may be as retarded as I think you are. Moving on here. This was actually a fucking ridiculous story. I heard about this next. I don't know why they're doing this, but I have a theory. According to thirstyfornews.com, Jerry Massey, one of the audience members that attended Raw this past Monday at the AT&T Center in Texas, he took to Twitter and he showed that WWE were actually confiscating fan signs before the show. He showed a pile of fan signs right in the corner of the show. Shout out to Hoolagrim, by the way. Hoolagrim's in the chat. Hoolagrim is the fucking man. And by the way, Hoolagrim, if you're not watching on the Hardcore Sports channel, I'm going to need you to go to the link in the description, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports channel, and I want you to like the video on the Hardcore Sports channel and share that out on all platforms, social media, because I am trying to become the most popular thing on the Hardcore Sports channel. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to need you to come in and like it on the Hardcore Sports channel. We're at 14 likes right now. I want to get to 20. So if you haven't gone over to the Hardcore Sports channel to go and like it, go over to the Hardcore Sports channel and like it. I want to get it to 20. Yes, it's on YouTube. Go and like it. It's vital. It's vital, people. Anyway. I find this completely fucking ridiculous. I find this ridiculous. The fact that WWE legitimately doesn't allow anyone to have fun. Now, they're confiscating fan signs. Why? I have a theory that it's probably because of the fact that there's going to be some fans that are going to put themselves out there and make signs in relation to the Vince McMahon scandals. Maybe Vince McMahon did this out of fear because Vince McMahon does not want anyone to make signs mocking the fact that he has all these sexual assault and sexual harassment allegations against him. Which I kind of understand, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking bitch move, because at the end of the day, this is just Vince McMahon trying to hide and run away from his problems. I just find it ridiculous. Why is it that everyone has to get their signs confiscated out of fear that Vince McMahon is going to see a sign that mocks the fact that he has sexual allegations against him? Vince McMahon is an absolute fucking piece of shit. We already know this. He's a piece of shit. He should be in jail. Should have been in jail numerous times already. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you have to fucking deprive the fans of having fun. You knew this was going to catch the public eye sooner rather than later. And if that's the case, that's a fucking bitch move on WWE's part. WWE is legitimately, it's like fucking Democrats. It really is. Honest to God, it's like the fucking Liberal Party. They're trying to brainwash the audience, is WWE, into doing everything their way, or it's fucking evil. So it's like no one can have freedom. No one can have freedom. Everyone needs to do everything the WWE way, even the audience. It's exactly like the fucking Democratic Party. Now you wonder why I don't respect anybody. I don't mean to get political, but still. Fucking ridiculous. Why? Why confiscate signs? I mean, I don't bring signs to the shows anymore. I used to when I was younger. I used to bring signs to the show when I was younger, when I was maybe like 14, 15, 16. But now I don't. But at the end of the day, if people want to bring signs, let them fucking bring signs. Let them have fun. There is no fucking fun in WWE anymore. And it's fucking pathetic. It really is. Moving on, we got a report coming from Conan who, by the way, I didn't even know this. Conan actually follows me. Don't know why, don't know how, but Conan actually follows me on Twitter. Don't know if he's watching right now because I'm streaming live on Twitter as we speak, but, little something that I thought I'd let everyone in on. I don't follow him, but he's following me. So Conan apparently confirmed that the speculation of Santana and Ortiz not being on good terms is actually true. He reported this on his Keeping It 100 podcast. Now, Conan's a fucking idiot as it is. He's an absolute fucking WWE cocksucker. He's still living in the fucking 90s along with Jim Cornette, Disco Inferno, and Eric Bischoff. But he reported on his Keeping It 100 podcast that Santana and Ortiz currently are not on good terms. And the belief is that Santana will be gone from AEW sooner rather than later. Don't know when that is. Don't know how. He's currently injured right now. It looked to be a nasty knee injury, and he could be out for 6 to 9 months, which fucking sucks for him. And I hope he gets better as quickly as possible. But at the end of the fucking day, all I can hope for is that both Santana and Ortiz are happy. And it sucks because this year, everyone thought that this year going into next year, it was going to be the year of Santana and Ortiz. We all figured that Santana and Ortiz were coming up on that moment where they were going to be the AEW World Tag Team Champions at some point. Maybe even the Trios Champions. Them and Eddie Kingston could have very well become the Trios Tag Team Champions. So it sucks hearing about this. I don't know what the issue is, and I don't want to speculate either, because at the end of the day, it's mainly between those two. I'm guessing, now this is just me guessing, I'm guessing it may have something to do with the fact that Santana maybe wants to break out and do singles. I don't know. Santana does have the potential to be a great singles guy. Maybe he wants to get out of AEW and branch off and be a singles guy because he can't really be a singles guy here in AEW because there are just so many big single stars. Santana and Ortiz, they're the greatest together as a tag team. And they could very well make it to the top in the tag team division at some point this year if they were on good terms. But that's not going to be the case because apparently maybe Santana wants to branch off and do singles action. And he knows he can't do that here in AEW considering how stacked AEW's singles roster really is. So maybe he's thinking to himself, maybe I'll go to Impact. Maybe I'll go to MLW. Maybe I'll go to NWA, House of Glory. Whatever fucking proof. Maybe for all we know, maybe we could very well see him at ISPW at some point here in New Jersey. I don't know. I honest to God don't know. But all I can hope for is that everything works out okay. That's all that I'm hoping for. It sucks. It really does suck, and I sure as hell wanted Santana and Ortiz to be the tag team champions. One person I know is going to be heartbroken about this is Top Rope Squishy. Shout out to her. Top Rope Squishy, she's phenomenal in her own right. I know for a fact that she is not particularly happy about Santana and Ortiz splitting up, them not being on good terms. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to shortchange Ortiz either because Ortiz, he had a fucking great match with Chris Jericho a few weeks ago on Dynamite at Road Rager. Chris Jericho and Ortiz. That was a very good match. So Ortiz does have potential to be a successful mid-card guy, maybe an All-Atlantic championship, maybe a TNT championship. But Santana, he wants to go out and branch out on his own. I don't know. I guess that's just something we're going to have to live with. Again, all I can hope for is the best for both men. That's all I want. All I want is for both men to be happy. All I want is for both men to succeed because I know how much value those two men bring to the table in the world of pro wrestling. Andrew Zarian. Andrew Zarian reported on Matt Men podcast that apparently WWE is going to make their TV product TV 14 rated, and they look to start on the July 18th edition of Monday Night Raw coming up this Monday. Now, Sean Ross Sapp then followed up on his report saying that they were mixed feelings about it. Zarian then said that they won't be going TV 14 on July 18th, but there is still consideration for a later date. Then, apparently, Pat McAfee, as we saw last night on SmackDown, he actually called Corbin an entitled, insufferable douchebag, apparently confirming that TV 14 is going to be back sooner rather than later. Now, everyone's jumping for joy about this. I don't know why. People are always jumping for joy, and they're coming at people like me saying, oh my God, this is what you should be wanting. You want to get rid of the kiddie shit and all that. TV 14, hey, it's great, but at the end of the day, that's not what we needed. That's not what we wanted. We didn't want TV 14. You don't need to be TV 14 in order to be more serious when it comes to the overall television product. You don't need to be TV 14. You don't. NXT, when Triple H was running it, when we had the black and gold NXT, that show, NXT, was PG for its entire fucking duration when Triple H was running it. The most non-PG thing that we ever got from that version of NXT was when we had that barbed wire steel cage weaponized match with Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole at TakeOver Toronto coming up on 3 years now. That was the most TV 14 we ever got on NXT. But NXT, it was serious. It was storyline driven. They focused on pro wrestling. They pushed the people that we loved. They pushed the people that we want. It didn't need to be TV 14. NXT was PG forever, and it was the best wrestling show not only in WWE at the time, but on the fucking planet. We don't need TV 14. AEW doesn't need to be TV 14. They choose to do that because that's mainly the audience that they're catering to. It's the hardcore fans, the real wrestling fans. That I have no problem with, but AEW, they don't need to do what they do. They don't need blood. They don't need barbed wire. I don't mind it. I actually like it, but they don't need it. Look at what NXT did. They could do the same thing that NXT did, and they'd be just as successful. They could be PG, and they'd be as successful. You know why? It's because of the individual that is running the company. It doesn't matter whether WWE is TV 14, whether it's PG 13, whether it's PG, whether it's R, whether it's TVMA, or whether it's rated G, and we see reenactments of Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob SquarePants on WWE TV. It doesn't matter what the rating is. Bruce Pritchard, Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, Ed Kotsky, John Morris is gone now, but all the other individuals are still there. They're still running the company. And when they're still running the company, we're still going to get championship contenders matches. We're still going to get lazy, half-assed booking. We're still going to get nonsensical promos. We're still going to get lack of storytelling, lack of character development. We're still going to get 3-minute women's matches. We're still going to get all the things that we see right now. The only thing that could possibly change is maybe we won't have the 24/7 championship anymore. Maybe. A guy can fucking dream. But outside of that, there's going to be no changes to WWE TV whatsoever. You know why? It's because the same people that are running WWE now are going to be running it when we hit the TV 14 rating. You know how WWE improves? You know how we get what we need? Vince, gone. Bruce, gone. Kevin Dunn, gone. Nick Khan, gone. Ed Kotsky, gone. All of them, gone. Not one single trace of Vince McMahon or his fucking ass puppets employed in the management team anymore. That is how the WWE product improves. And I am not the only one that has said that or is going to say that. I'm not the only one. There are many people that are saying the same thing. I am not alone. Content creators, podcasters, YouTubers, and fans, both that have bigger followings and smaller followings than me, are saying the same fucking thing. WWE is not going to improve regardless of the rating. Stop getting your hopes up. PW Insider, by way of Wrestling Observer Radio, they reported that the grizzled young veterans have now gotten new names. And according to some, they could very well reveal themselves to be the Dyad next week on NXT. Zach Gibson is now going by Rip Fowler, while James Drake is now going by Jasser Reed. Now, the name change is still unnecessary. The name change is still stupid. The name change is still mind-numbingly retarded. The name change makes absolutely no fucking sense. However, one thing I will say is this. Out of all the name changes that we've seen in this recent stint of name changes, this is probably the most bearable name change that we've had. I'd say this is even more bearable than JD McDonough. I still don't know what the fuck a McDonough is. It sounds like a fucking McDonald's breakfast sandwich. McDonough with egg whites, sausage patty, and an English muffin lightly toasted. That is what it sounds like. I don't mind the JD, but I mind the McDonough. Rip Fowler and Jasser Reed, that actually sounds like normal human names. Rip Fowler. I actually like Rip Fowler. It actually sounds pretty decent. Jasser Reed. That sounds like a normal fucking name. Okay. That's not necessarily something that I'm going to complain about. What I'm going to complain about is how they fucking booked the Grizzled Young Veterans. The Grizzled Young Veterans legitimately needed no change. And the Grizzled Young Veterans were probably the individuals that were going to win the next, the tag team championships from MSK before Imperium slid into the picture. Grizzled Young Veterans definitely deserved more. I don't really care about the name change. It's all about how they book the Grizzled Young Veterans. And based on what we've seen on NXT 2.0, I don't have any faith. They need fucking tag teams, so maybe if they get called up to Raw or SmackDown, maybe we could see them mix it up with the Usos and the Street Profits, but I doubt it. I doubt it. They push the same fucking 3 teams all the time up on the main roster. Who cares? Sports Illustrated. This is the big report. The big report, and then we are going to get into the news, rumors, and reports. That's going to be done, and we're going to get into the weekly show reviews. And we're going to talk about everything that went down this week in the realm of pro wrestling. We're going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about the 2 big matches that we saw on AEW Dark. We're going to talk about Fyter Fest on Dynamite and Rampage, and we're going to talk about SmackDown. The last report comes from Sports Illustrated. And apparently, Sports Illustrated reported that the more allegations that come out about Vince McMahon, that could very well have his days in the WWE numbered. Now, I certainly hope that this is the case. We're going to have to wait and see. I am not ready to believe it just yet. And again, I'm going to explain why. It's nothing that you haven't heard already, but I'm finding it very, very hard to believe that there's going to be any change. I really am. They discussed, did Sports Illustrated, that the $12 million payment towards the 4 women for the sexual assault allegations, plus the $7.5 million paycheck towards the individual who refused to give him oral sex, this could very well fuel the fire towards his demise. And if this becomes a bigger issue or more material comes out, this could very well lead to Vince McMahon's ultimate demise. I want to believe it. Honest to God, I really, really want to believe it. I want to believe it, but I almost can't. I want to believe it, but I almost can't. And the reason why I can't is the same reason that I already touched upon. Vince McMahon, he should have been in jail numerous times already. Whether it be for the steroid trials, whether it be for the Owen Hart incident, or the Chris Benoit incident, he should have been in jail numerous times already. The reason why he's not is because he's got Jerry McDivitt. He's got Jerry McDivitt, and Jerry McDivitt, once again, I will state, whether you love him, whether you hate him, Jerry McDivitt, honest to God, is the greatest lawyer on the face of this planet as we speak. Jerry McDivitt would legitimately bend over backwards and jump over the fucking moon if it meant keeping Vince McMahon where he is and making sure he doesn't go to jail. Jerry McDivitt and the amount of money that he's been paid by Vince McMahon, it has pretty much shown everyone that Jerry McDivitt will legitimately do anything to make sure that Vince McMahon makes it out of any single lawsuit or situation unscathed. Chris Jericho even said that he doesn't even think Vince McMahon would get in trouble. Whether you love him or you hate Chris Jericho, he knows Vince McMahon better than anybody. Vince McMahon is not going to get in trouble at all, unfortunately. Until I actually legitimately see some change, until I legitimately see some legit movement and we see Vince start to give up more and more power, I can't see that Vince McMahon is legitimately going to have to step down. And even if he does step down, it's not like anything's going to change anyway because Bruce Pritchard's still there. Do you honestly believe that Vince McMahon would leave it in the hands of Stephanie or Triple H? No, because no matter if Triple H is his son-in-law, no matter if Stephanie is his daughter, they are not him, and they would look to change his vision. Vince McMahon doesn't want anyone to change his vision. Vince McMahon wants everyone to do exactly as he says. We got Bruce, we got Kevin Dunn, we got Ed Kotsky and Nick Khan. All those individuals are the exact same individual as Vince McMahon is. Vince McMahon has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mini-me's. I want to believe that this could very well take Vince McMahon out, but I don't. And that's just because of how many scenarios that Vince McMahon should have been put in jail for, and he made it out of it completely unscathed. My man, PWP Nation, a.k.a. Jay Leto. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's watching. He's probably doing something with the wife. I don't know. But Jay Leto, he mentioned that it's a witch hunt. It's nothing more than a little witch hunt for Vince McMahon. And at the end of the day, this is going to result in nothing. I can't say that I disagree with him. I honestly can't say that I disagree with him. Vince McMahon is a disgusting piece of shit. But at the end of the day, I don't see how this is going to honestly take him out of power. I hope it does, but I don't see how it's going to. Because at the end of the day, Vince McMahon has done much worse than this. With the Chris Benoit incident, the Owen Hart, steroid trials. If he made it out of all those, he's going to make it out of this one. I'm sorry. I refuse. I can't do it. I just can't buy into the fact that this could very well take him out. I hope it does, though. I really do hope it does. I will keep you guys updated regarding any and all news with Vince McMahon and these allegations. Those are the news, rumors, and reports. Ladies and gents, those are your news, your rumors, and your reports. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the 5-year anniversary thus far. I hope you guys have been enjoying the 5-year stream thus far here on the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel, here on the DJ Storms YouTube channel, the Hardcore Sports Twitter, the Hardcore Sports Twitch, my Twitter, and the Facebook group if you're watching on Facebook. If you see it on Facebook, please give it a like. It's ultra vital that I get the likes on Facebook as well. Every single individual needs to like the stream wherever you may be watching it from. How you doing, Jeffrey Turner? Greatly appreciate you. You guys have been great. And I hear that Dee Dee's making spaghetti. I mean, can I have some? Spaghetti is much more appealing to me than talking about Monday Night Raw, which unfortunately I gotta do next. I gotta fucking do next. At least I got this awesome fucking layout right here and my own custom logo in the corner right over there. Anyway, thank you very much, Jeffrey Turner. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, hit the like button, share out the stream on all platforms, social media. We got 18 likes, people. 18 likes on the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. Holy shit, is that Matt Kelly? Holy shit, Shooter Mac fucking Kelly is in the chat. I believe he's watching on the DJ Storms channel. Hey, Mac, here's what I need y'all to do, brother. What I need you to do is I need you to go to the description, and I want you to go to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. I'm streaming live there, and I want you to go and like and share the stream out from there, because I want to make sure everyone in Hardcore Sports knows that I am the #1 fucking draw. Everyone needs a dose of DJ Storms. So shout out to Matt Kelly, who's in the chat. He's a fucking G. He's an absolute day one. He is an absolute stud. He's awesome. Shout out to Matt Kelly. Please make sure you like it on the Hardcore Sports channel as well. It's extremely vital that you do so. We are almost at 20 likes. I want to get to 20. We are almost at 20. We got 18. All I need is 2. All I need is 2 on that Hardcore Sports channel. Come on, people. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all for sticking by me and watching. We are going to get right into the weekly show reviews. The weekly show reviews. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, which I'm pretty sure no one wants to fucking talk about. We also got 18 likes on my stream. Holy shit, we got 18 likes on my stream. Isaiah Farrer, shout out to you as well. Isaiah, if you haven't already done so, here's what I want you to do, Isaiah. I need you to go to the link down below. Go to the link down below, and I want you to go and like the Hardcore Sports stream and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports channel as well. Go to that link, like that stream. We're almost at 20. I think we can get to 20 here too. Anyway, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. I don't know how else I can describe Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, I legitimately wanted to fall asleep right then and there. It was a complete waste of time. No one gives a shit about Monday Night Raw. And at the end of the day, not even Brock Lesnar can save this fucking show. And yes, Didi, I actually saw we got 20 likes. 20 likes on my channel. We got 19 on the Hardcore Sports channel. We're almost there, people. We're almost there. Come on, baby. Come on. Anyway, Monday Night Raw absolutely fucking sucked. Bland, boring, unexciting, whatever fucking negative terminology that you can come up with, that was Monday Night Raw. Honest to God, I cannot fucking stand Raw. I honestly wish I could just stop watching Monday Night Raw, but I know for a fact that everyone here fucking loves the fact that I fucking rant and rave till my voice is fucking hoarse. Regardless, Brock Lesnar, he kicked off the show. He kicked off the show by saying, well, God bless Texas. Crowd obviously chanted for Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar says that life is good for Roman Reigns. Since WrestleMania, Roman's been living high on the hog. He goes, pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. Roman, you're a hog, and I slaughter hogs on my farm every single day. He goes, at SummerSlam, the tribal hog is going to get a shit kicking like he's never seen. Never heard that terminology, but I think I might start using that in my everyday language. A shit kicking. So Paul Heyman then came out. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, all that good shit. Paul Heyman, he came out, and Lesnar went, speaking of hogs. So Heyman, he got a lot of you suck chants. And Heyman said, we've gone from the most stupendous WrestleMania of all time to the most barbaric SummerSlam of all time. And that plays right into your hands, says Paul Heyman. The favorite is Brock Lesnar. Lesnar doesn't care if he sends Roman to the hospital or the morgue. And that is a hog slaughterer. He wants revenge against my tribal chief, but Brock, this is one streak that you will not be conquering. And if I have to train Roman to stick his hand up your ass and tear your heart out through that hole, then that's what I'll do. I'm guessing that this is part of the new TV14 initiative, Paul Heyman saying that he will take Brock Lesnar and have Roman Reigns be trained to rip Brock Lesnar's heart out of his asshole. Theory then came out, the 8-town down, screaming out loud, that shit. He stood on the interview podium. He talked about how he was walking out of SummerSlam with 2 titles, the U.S. title and the Undisputed World Championship. They then replayed the moment from back at the chamber, the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, that is, where Brock Lesnar F5'd Austin Theory off the chamber. Theory then talked about how that could be Roman, and he told Brock that he didn't forget what he did to him at the chamber, F5'ing him off the pod. Lesnar then says, Lesnar comes to town and all the cockroaches show up. The Alpha Academy then came out, and Lesnar obviously calling them cockroaches. We get this big melee of a brawl, and Lesnar clotheslined the shit out of Otis, suplexed Gable. He hit Otis and Gable with the steel steps. It was one after the other, after the other, after the other. Heyman then stood and watched in horror. He then bashed Otis and Gable with a steel chair, and then he F5'd Otis through the announce table with absolute ease. Regardless of how fun this brawl was and watching Brock Lesnar destroy someone, regardless of how fun that may be, that does not change the fucking fact that the Alpha Academy was fucking buried, even more so than they already have been. This is the problem that I have with WWE TV. Why is it that you have to strut out 2 men who are great at what they do, 2 men that could honestly be a top-tier act, a top-tier tag team in the WWE in Otis and Gable, 2 men who are very, very underrated, very underappreciated? Why do you need to send them out there to get a shit-kicking from Brock Lesnar? You're honestly telling me you couldn't have sent out 20 random fucking security guards and have them take the shit kicking from Lesnar? Why did we need to have all this other fucking talent? Look at what AEW did with Wardlow. They didn't want to make any of their full-time talent look weak. They sent security guards out there. Yes, it was cheesy. Yes, it was over the top. Yes, it wasn't all that fun to watch, but they did that so that way their full-time talent wouldn't look weak. They protect their talent. WWE, they bury their talent. What a fucking mistreatment. Seriously. What a mistreatment. Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor was set to take place, but the Judgment Day cut a promo on the Mysterios before the match. Priest talked about how Rey is washed up and how he has nothing to offer. He said that he will offer Dominic nothing but a cheap mask and old circus tricks that aren't even his, referring to the Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat, and steal tactics. The future of this business will be decided by the Judgment Day. Yes, sure it will. Balor then said, Dominic, you really think your daddy can protect you? He's a legend, but you know who else was a legend? Edge. Look what happened to him. They then showed a replay of the segment a month ago in which the Judgment Day destroyed Edge and kicked him out of the group. And then Finn goes, he was a bad leader. And Rey, you're not only a bad leader, but you're a bad father. The Mysterios then attacked, and they stood tall going into commercial. And then coming back from commercial, we get the match. I fucking hate to say this because of the talent that is involved in this program. Look at the talent. We got Rey Mysterio, Dominic, who is going to get better over time. He's very young, he's very good, and he's going to get better over time. And then we got Damian Priest and Finn Balor, who should honestly be 2 top-tier main event acts on WWE TV. And I don't fucking care about this storyline. I don't fucking care about this at all. That goes to show you how fucking bad, how fucking terrible the WWE books their stars. I don't care about this. And you take a look at the talent in the ring. It's fucking unreal. So we get the match. And the match was actually a very good match. It went about 11 minutes. Balor tried to wear down Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio then came back with a big crossbody to the floor. Balor then came back with a backbreaker. Balor chopped Rey's knee out on the top rope, and then he landed nasty in a tree of woe position. I legitimately thought he may have torn an ACL or an MCL. Rey then came back with a baseball sunset flip bomb into the barricade, which looked very nice. Coming back from commercial, Rey with a Hurricane Rana off the top rope for a 2. The 619 connected. Rey went up to the top, but the frog splash missed. Balor then went for a pinfall, but Rey reversed it into a crucifix pin for a 2. Balor then hit the eye of the Hurricane, reversed 1916, and then a coup de grace. He absolutely stuck the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3, and Finn Balor wins. And again, a very good match. It means nothing. It just means absolutely nothing. Everyone in this program has been booked fucking terribly. Everyone in this program has been booked horribly. So if WWE is going to show you that they don't care about the booking of these 4 individuals, then the WWE Universe is not going to take to this storyline, and neither am I. A very good match. Probably the best thing on the show. I don't care. No one cares. Even if Judgment Day miraculously wins the Raw Tag Team titles or the Undisputed Tag Team titles at some point, it will mean nothing. Judgment Day is just like everyone else. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch come out. She came marching out there. Hoorah! Hoorah! Said no one ever. She talked about losing her mind, and when she saw Liv winning the lottery, winning Money in the Bank. You know, I lose my mind every single time you're on television because you're a parasitic fuck. You're a parasitic piece of trash, and you do not deserve to be on television because you are a selfish cunt. I lose my mind whenever you talk. I lose brain cells whenever you fucking talk. I'm streaming live on Twitter. I wonder if Becky's going to come in and see me shitting on her. I hope she does, because she fucking sucks. She then says she doesn't need to win the lottery because I put my body on the line for a paycheck and I dragged my body through a no-holds-barred match with Asuka, and I should be the number 1 contender, but instead I jumped through hoops just to get what is rightfully mine. I don't care who wins tonight. I demand a championship match at SummerSlam. I can't wait to see Becky Lynch back in the Raw Women's Championship title picture. Said nobody ever. Becky Lynch is a fucking disgrace. I said it once, I'll say it again. I'm going to continue to say it. Becky Lynch is a fucking parasite to the women's division. Everything that she touches turns to shit. Everything. So we get Bianca versus Carmella. This is for the Raw Women's Championship. And you know what? This was actually turning into a fairly good match. Believe it to WWE, when something's good, when they have a solid matchup in place and something is going good, leave it to WWE to fuck it up. So Bianca was in control of Carmella. She had a nice backbreaker on Carmella. We then had Carmella with a head scissors choke and then a crossbody off the top for a 2. Carmella then regained control. Bianca caught Mella in midair and powered her up into a vertical suplex. Bianca with a roll-through pin for a 2. We had a backflip off the second rope into a glam slam. Mella with a super kick for a 2. Bianca then with an alley-oop over the top onto the top buckle. Carmella's head bounced right off the top buckle. We had Carmella reversing the KOD. This was a great fucking spot right here. Carmella reversed the KOD. Reversed the KOD into a sit-out facebuster. That was awesome. Carmella, let me tell you something. Carmella does not get the credit that she deserves as an in-ring performer. Carmella is actually a very, very good in-ring performer. She's not the best, and she's not going to win any championships, but when she's given the opportunity, Carmella succeeds in the roles that she's given. She has stood toe-to-toe with the biggest stars in the women's division, with the likes of Bayley and Sasha, now Bianca, Becky too, and she's put on decent fucking matches. So props to Carmella. And this was actually disrespectful to Carmella as well. This was disrespectful to Carmella and Bianca, who were actually putting on a good match, probably the best women's match that we've seen on Raw in quite some time, and they ended in a fucking DQ. Bianca Belair looked like a fucking retard here. So Bianca and Carmella, they brawled on the outside. Mella raked Bianca's eyes. Mella got back in the ring, and then Becky tried to get involved, and then Bianca, like a fucking bimbo, looks at Becky Lynch and argues with Becky Lynch while the referee is counting to 10. And Bianca gets counted out, and we have this stupid fucking ending where Carmella's celebrating as if she won the championship. Bianca then punched Mella and gave her a KOD while Becky watched. And now we get another rematch next week with Bianca and Carmella. We get another fucking match. Why didn't you just do a triple threat match at SummerSlam? Oh, wait a minute. Because Becky needs to have her own spotlight. Becky's got to have her own spotlight. She needs to have her own fucking singles match because she's an entitled cunt. Stupid fucking ending. WWE legitimately cannot go one fucking show without making someone on their show look like a fucking retard. We get another creepy vignette. I don't know when this individual is showing up, but it seems as though it is indeed Edge. I'm not sure what they plan on doing with Edge. Not sure what they plan on doing with him going into SummerSlam or Clash at the Castle. Maybe he's not even on SummerSlam. Maybe we're looking at Edge versus a Finn Balor, possibly at Clash at the Castle. We'll see what happens. There. We have Miz TV with the fucking Miz. And Tommaso Ciampa is on the show. Ciampa told the Miz that he wants the eyes of the world on Ciampa, and no one commands the people's attention more than the Miz. I legitimately wanted to drive my head through a fucking concrete wall when I heard Tommaso Ciampa say that. That is the dumbest fucking reason why I ever heard that anyone wants to join forces with the Miz. He commands the attention. Are you watching 2016 Miz? Are you watching 2018 Miz feuding with Bryan Danielson? The Miz drives people away. He doesn't drive people in. He drives people away. Every single time the Miz is on television, I can already hear people changing the channel. No one is watching for the fucking Miz. The only people that are watching for the Miz is the small percentage, the small minority that actually watch Miz and Mrs. and these fucking half-witted retards that watch WWE because, we have to stand up for WWE all day, every day. Kind of like Gareth. Wanted to legitimately drive my head through a fucking wall when I heard that Ciampa wants the eyes of the world on him and no one commands more attention than the Miz. You were better off keeping Tommaso Ciampa in catering if this is what you were going to have him say. Ciampa said that he wanted it all. The Miz went on and on about how he gave Logan Paul an opportunity, and they replayed Logan Paul's message to the Miz. Miz then said, "We will show you how phenomenal, or we will show you how phenomenal we get when all the eyes of the world will be on us. We will show AJ Styles just how great we are when all the eyes of the world will be on us." So AJ Styles then came out. He told The Miz to shut up. He says that The Miz just got someone to do his dirty work because that's the work of a coward with tiny, tiny balls. You know who else has tiny balls? The people that hate DJ Storms. The people that hate DJ Storms, their balls are about as tiny as fucking raisins. See, the people that love DJ Storms, are alpha individuals, alpha male and alpha females. The people that hate DJ Storms are bottom-of-the-barrel peasants. So trust me, I know how to deal with people that have tiny, tiny balls. Trust me on that. Leo, it's your boy Leo. How you doing, Leo? It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. I'm actually streaming live on Hardcore Sports right now, so if you can, Leo, please make sure that you go into the description, subscribe to Hardcore Sports, and hit the like button for Hardcore Sports on this stream right here, because it's going to be the destination for every single fucking analytic when it comes to football, baseball, hockey, basketball, UFC, and wrestling. Trust me, my brother. Trust me. So, AJ Styles says, it's like the actions of a man who is a coward with tiny balls. Styles then used a chair to send off Ciampa and The Miz. All of a sudden, Ezekiel comes out with the Zeke Freaks at. He introduced himself to Styles and he talked about how Elias told him how he was phenomenal. And of course, The Miz has tiny balls. He then talked to Adam Pearce and we got ourselves a tag team match, and Styles accepted Ezekiel's offer. So we get this tag team match. Listen, I love AJ Styles. I love Ciampa, and I don't have an issue with Ezekiel. But once again, similar to the Judgment Day Mysterio's program, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Why would anyone even bother giving a shit when every single one of these individuals have been booked like shit? No one gives a fuck about The Miz. The Miz has seen his day. The Miz has had no fucking value since his matchup and his feud with Bryan Danielson. After that, The Miz has not been involved in one single decent program. The only two things that The Miz has done since his Bryan Danielson feud that have been of any relevance is his matchup with Bad Bunny along with Morrison and Priest, and the matchup at WrestleMania this year with Logan Paul and the Mysterios. That's it. That's it. So we get this tag team match. Ezekiel came in with some chops to Ciampa, hip toss to The Miz. I don't mind watching Zeke wrestle. The guy just has no fucking character. The guy is as bland as a fucking saltine cracker. Tag to Styles. Styles and Zeke isolated The Miz. Ciampa came in. Zeke with a nice fall-away slam. Miz with a cheap shot. And then Zeke was sent into the barricade. He then sent Zeke headfirst into the announce table, did The Miz. Coming back from commercial, Ciampa wore down Ezekiel. Zeke then came back with a tag to Styles. Styles mounted a comeback, phenomenal blitz and a forearm strike, stinger splash and a pump handle gutbuster for a 2. The Miz then with a snap DDT for a 2. Ushi-Garoshi by Styles. Ciampa saved it. Zeke took out Ciampa. Styles with a calf crusher. Ciampa saved it. He beat down AJ Styles, much to the referee's chagrin, and he caused a disqualification. He caused a disqualification, and that was pretty much it. Ciampa lost the match for his team via a DQ. Another match ruined by a non-finish. Then we had a phenomenal forearm to Ciampa while Miz ran away like a little bitch. Man, what a debut for Ciampa as The Miz's tag team partner. What a great first week for Ciampa as The Miz's tag team partner, huh? He gets a phenomenal forearm, loses the match via DQ while The Miz runs away like a bitch. Stop giving this company the benefit of the doubt. And if anyone honestly fucking believes that The Miz is going to do Ciampa good, you are absolutely fucking retarded. Look at every single, legitimately, every single person outside of Daniel Bryan has had their career ruined after teaming with The Miz. R-Truth is nothing but a lame comedy act. Bo Dallas, fired. Curtis Axel, fired. John Morrison, fired. Alex Riley, fired. Damian Sandow, fired. But yeah, The Miz is going to do Ciampa really good, right? Asuka and Alexa Bliss, they took on Nikki Trash and Doudrop here on Raw. Thank fucking Christ Asuka did not have a microphone on Monday Night Raw. I don't think I could have taken Ciampa saying that all the eyes of the world are on The Miz, and then Oscar with a fucking microphone going, I don't think I could have taken it. I think I would have legitimately gone insane right then and there. Weekly reminder that Alexa Bliss is an absolute embarrassment of a pro wrestler, and I hope that she sees this. Bliss won with the DDT on Nikki Trash. I don't give a shit how disgusting this is going to sound. I don't give a shit how insensitive this is going to sound. I truthfully mean this. The day that Alexa Bliss retires is the day that I'm going to throw the biggest fucking block party that I've ever fucking thrown. I don't care what this fucking woman does, but this woman needs to get out of the pro wrestling world altogether. She actively makes the pro wrestling realm worse just by her presence there. She's an absolute embarrassment to women's wrestling, and she needs to get the fuck out of the pro wrestling world. I don't care what she does. Go and be a rock star with her husband. Go home and fucking stay with Ryan Cabrera in bed all day. Go into the world of acting. I don't care. I'll personally be your fucking manager. I'll get you these fucking gigs in Hollywood. Just get the fuck off my wrestling show. The Usos. Usos came out. Jey Uso goes, the bloodline is now in your city. And we did what we said we were going to do. We sound like a broken record, and we're still the undisputed tag team champions. The Street Profits then came out, and they mentioned how Montez's shoulder was up, and they will take the titles at SummerSlam because the Street Profits are up, and we want the smoke. All of a sudden, R-Truth came out. R-Truth came out, and he started running down all of his certifications. He's a bona fide certified tag team counselor, and then he's also a certified referee. This was probably the best thing about the entire fucking show right here. And I didn't think this was going to be that good, but R-Truth, so he has a referee shirt on, and then he starts auditioning to be the referee at SummerSlam. He starts counting in the ring, and then he starts counting outside the ring as if he's counting someone out, and he's doing commentary in between when he's counting. He goes, 2, look, y'all, 3, he ain't gonna make it in yet. 4, he about to lose the match. 5, we got to do something. I don't know why, but I just found this completely fucking hilarious. This was great. This was probably the most entertaining thing about the show. And this is one thing that I've said about R-Truth. R-Truth, at his age, is great. And if they actually got behind R-Truth, we could have a decent fucking mid-card guy in R-Truth, a decent U.S. champion, a decent Intercontinental champion. Just make him a little bit more serious. R-Truth has a lot of upside to him. He's entertaining. He's over with the crowd. He's still very good in the ring. He's 50 years old, and he moves around like he's still in his 20s. He can cut a promo. He's got a good look. You can shoehorn him into anything, and he will make it work. I don't understand why this company sees R-Truth as nothing more than a fucking jobber. So R-Truth said he was going to count someone out. Jimmy told Truth to take the shirt off and take his clown ass to the back. Truth goes, you want to see this clown ass fight? Omos then came out, Omos, with MVP. MVP pitched Omos to be the special guest referee. So we get this big brawl, and we get a 6-man tag with Omos inevitably winning the match, and Omos buries the Street Profits, just like Brock Lesnar buried the Alpha Academy. Great. Great thing to see. Next week, Logan Paul is returning to Monday Night Raw. I don't really care, but I do believe that Logan Paul could be a decent act on Monday Night Raw if they book him correctly. So Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle, they took on Seth Rollins and Austin Theory in the middle of the match before the commercial break. Dolph Ziggler came out wearing a suit, and this was obviously the prelude to what was to come later on. Rollins with a reverse superplex on Matt Riddle for a 2. Riddle then fought back. He tagged in Lashley. He lit up Rollins. Lashley took out Theory 2. Rollins then took out Lashley with a big frog splash for a 2. Riddle then came in with a power slam and a draping DDT to Theory. Lashley then speared Rollins through the barricade. Theory tried to use the ropes as a cheap way to get the win, but we had Dolph Ziggler pushing Theory's feet off the ropes. Then we had an RKO by Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle and Bobby Lashley win the match. And then, afterwards, he gave Theory a super kick, and that's how the show ended. All this because they need to give Theory something to do, because if they don't, then Theory is going to be nothing more than an individual that's just floating around in a sea of nothing until he inevitably cashes in his contract. And that's that. Raw sucked. Raw absolutely sucked. I didn't give a shit. I don't understand why anyone would be giving a shit. So that was Monday Night Raw. Once again, I thank all of you for tuning in and keeping the chat rocking and rolling. We got 22 likes on the DJ Storms channel. We also got 22 likes on the Hardcore Sports channel. We gained a few new subscribers as well, so thank you all. If you guys haven't already done so, hit the like button wherever you're watching from, whether it be Twitch, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Twitter, whether it be YouTube. Please make sure that you guys are hitting the like button and you guys are watching and you're sharing it out. It's incredibly vital that you do so. Let's talk about AEW Dark for a minute. I did not watch AEW Dark in full, but I want to focus on two specific matches. One would be Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita in an AEW Women's World Title Eliminator match. And then we got Pac and Shota Umino in an All-Atlantic Championship title match. This message goes out to Tony Khan. Please continue to do this because this makes AEW Dark must-see programming. Less enhancement matches and more quality fucking matches like this. So Thunder Rosa and Miyu Yamashita, AEW Women's World Title Eliminator. This was a very physical match. Now, I did not know anything about Miyu Yamashita. I did not know anything about her career. I didn't know she even existed. I didn't know what to expect from her. And what I saw, I liked it. I liked from her. This was a very physical fucking match. And I would not want to be on the receiving end of Miyu Yamashita's kicks or punches. They look fucking brutal. They look nasty. So we get AEW Dark. Thunder Rosa and Miyu Yamashita. Excalibur and Taz were on commentary for this match. Excellent move. So both women started off very technical back and forth. Both women, then they exchanged some strikes. Rosa came in with a sliding lariat for a 2. Both women then traded kicks to each other's backs. Yamashita then with some stiff kicks. She was in control. Rosa then with a very nice wrecking ball drop kick to the floor. Back suplex on the apron to Yamashita. Yamashita then came in with a very nice-looking PK. Loved that move by Yamashita. Rosa then came back with a stunner, a corner lariat, Meteora, and a hesitation dropkick combination. She had a Northern Lights suplex for a 2. Rosa then with a roll-through double stomp for a 2. Yamashita then with a nasty front kick, a rising knee. Rosa then answered back with a Death Valley driver for a 2. Yamashita with the spinning heel kick, but Rosa grabbed the ropes. We had a bridging German suplex for a 2 by Yamashita. Yamashita then rolled up Rosa and scored the upset win. I understand why they did what they did. I just don't like the way how they did that. I hate the fact that Thunder Rosa had to lose in a non-title match as champion. It did not feel right. It felt very, very odd. It shouldn't have happened. I understand why they did it, though. I'm not going to overly complain about it, but I'm going to tell you right now, this should have been booked a hell of a lot better. If you wanted Miyu Yamashita to go out there and beat someone to earn a championship title opportunity, why didn't you just say that this was a similar scenario as Forbidden Door with a partnership between TJPW and AEW? I don't really understand why Thunder Rosa needed to take a loss. Not a very good decision on Tony Khan's part there. However, I understand why they did it. They did it because they wanted to strengthen the relationship between TJPW and AEW. They did it because they want to set up a match in the United States so that way they can give TJPW and Miyu Yamashita more exposure, and they can strengthen the international partnerships that they have with Japan and grow their international audience as well. So Thunder Rosa was put on there to be a poster woman to send out there and boost some fans on the Japanese side. I get it. I don't like the way that they went about it, but I understand it. I'm not really going to complain too much, but I do want to see some more competitive matches from Thunder Rosa. Like this. This was a very good match. Very physical fucking match. Really good stuff. The other big thing that happened on Dark was Shota Umino and Pac for the All-Atlantic Championship, and I'm very, very happy that Tony Khan is doing this. He is taping or having Pac's defenses of the All-Atlantic Championship taped, and he's going to showcase them on AEW's YouTube channel. This is a brilliant thing. Now we know that Pac is out there defending the championship, and they're giving us the matches in full, free on YouTube. This is what we need to see. This is a brilliant move. So Pac, and Shota Umino, All-Atlantic Championship. This was excellent. I would highly encourage you, if you have not watched this match, I highly encourage you to go out of your way and watch this match. You will not fucking regret it. It was an excellent match. So this was from Rev Theory, or Rev Theory. I'm thinking of the band, Rev Theory. Rev Pro Wrestling, Rev Theory. Rev Theory is a great fucking band. I'm just letting you know. Rev Theory is a great fucking band. They created my favorite song of all time. Hell Yeah. Hell Yeah by Rev Theory is a fucking banger of a song. So the match was pretty even early on. Shota came in with a slingshot DDT for a 2. Pac then regained control. Shota with an explosive low dropkick. Dropkick by Shota, sending Pac into the barricade, and then a missile dropkick off the top, followed up by a fisherman suplex. That got a 2 count. Pac then with a single leg dropkick, and then a missile dropkick off the top. That got a 2 count. Both men then traded strikes. We had a snap German suplex by Pac, followed up by a punt kick as well, a rising knee strike, and an enziguri by Shota Umino, super kick by Pac, and a dude buster, or the crunchy, as Trent Beretta calls it, by Umino. Both men were down. Great sequence right there. Umino with then a swinging DDT, followed up by a sheer drop brainbuster. That got a 2. Reverse 1916 by Umino. Pac still kicked out. Then Pac ended up locking in the brutalizer, and Pac ended up getting the tap out win, and Pac retained the championship in an excellent match against Shota Umino. Awesome, awesome, awesome fucking stuff. Excellently done. Very well booked. Very, very happy to see that Pac is getting his All-Atlantic Championship title defenses showcased on social media, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on YouTube, Dark, or Dynamite, or anywhere. This is a great thing. Keep this up. This is what I want to see. So those were the 2 big things that happened on Dark. Everything else was pretty much enhancement matches. I would definitely, if I was Tony Khan, I would stick to these types of matches. These are the types of matches that we need for Dark. These are the types of matches that I want. Let's move on to AEW Fyter Fest. This was week number 1. Let's start with Dynamite. We got a very good show for AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest night number 1. We got Orange Cassidy and Wardlow for the TNT Championship. That was kicking off the show. People are asking, why did Wardlow get this TNT Championship match with Orange Cassidy? Why is Orange Cassidy getting this title opportunity? Orange Cassidy has been on a winning streak. Orange Cassidy has been undefeated minus the match with Will Ospreay since he's come back. He's been winning matches minus the one against Ospreay. He beat Ethan Page and he beat Tony Nese. Now here he is here getting a match for the TNT title because he won matches. That's how it goes. So the match itself was actually a very good match. And I would even go so far as to say that this was Wardlow's best match in AEW to date. There was a tweet, I think it was from Brian. I don't know who the fuck it was from. It was from one of Jim Cornette's hosts. Now, Jim Cornette and his host for a shitty fucking podcast, whatever the fuck it's called. He put out there that the booking of Wardlow since his match with MJF has been atrocious. Really. It's been atrocious. I'm not sure if Brian, this fucking retard, is unaware, but Wardlow has been undefeated. He's been undefeated since March. He won the TNT Championship in dominant fashion, and now here he is having the best match of his AEW run thus far with Orange Cassidy. Whether you love him or you hate him, Orange Cassidy, who's one of the best individuals that they have on the fucking roster, who's one of the most well-rounded individuals that is on the AEW roster, and Wardlow was brought to his best match to date. But yeah, sure, the booking of Wardlow is atrocious. I don't hear you saying anything about how the Usos are losing every fucking non-title match that they've been in since they became champions. You fucking retard, Brian! Where do these people come from? Honestly, where the fuck do these people come from? Where do they come from? Unreal. Did the match have a little too much comedy in it? Yeah, we could have done without the comedy spots, but after the comedy was done, look at the fucking match that they put on. The crowd was as into it as I've ever fucking heard them be into something. But yeah, sure, Wardlow's booking's been atrocious. People need to stop giving all of these mind-numbingly stupid dinosaurs attention. So Wardlow started off the match by ripping Orange Cassidy's pockets out. Wardlow then pulled the straps down. Cassidy put the straps back on. Then all of a sudden, we had Orange Cassidy playing a little bit of cat and mouse. All of a sudden, we see Wardlow pull out. He pulled out Danhausen from underneath the ring. And Danhausen tried to curse Wardlow, but he thought better of it. Cassidy then came in with an orange punch. He went for another one. Wardlow came in with a belly-to-belly suplex. Coming back from commercial, this is where the match really started to pick up. Cassidy with a chop block to Wardlow. He sent Wardlow into the buckle, hit a jumping DDT, and then a satellite DDT by Cassidy. That only got a 1 count. Wardlow then hit the F10, but Cassidy kicked out. They mentioned on commentary that Cassidy was actually the first man in history to kick out of the F10. So that's definitely an interesting tactic. Very interesting tactic. So Cassidy then with a Hurricane Rana and a Tope Suicida sent Wardlow into the post. He hit the Stun Dog Millionaire, Orange Punch, and then the Beach Break. Wardlow just kicked out. Cassidy went off the top. And then all of a sudden, we saw Wardlow catch Cassidy in a beautiful powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. And that was it. Wardlow retains the TNT Championship in a very good match here against Orange Cassidy. Definitely Wardlow's best match to date until I say otherwise. Because I know a good match when I see one. Very good way to kick off the show. And Wardlow gets his first successful TNT title defense underneath his belt. Chris Jericho then came out. He wanted to address his match against Eddie Kingston next week. He said that he's a living legend and Eddie Kingston's superior as well. He talked about how Eddie Kingston is a terrible friend. He talked about all the people that Eddie Kingston teamed with. They were all taken out by the JAS. He blamed Kingston for Ruby Soho's broken hand. You need to take better care of your chicks, Eddie. Chris Jericho then said that he won the first barbed wire match in Canada at 22, and he is just as sadistic as Kingston, but you're underestimating me, says Jericho. Next week, you're facing the Painmaker. This is the final fight no matter what happens. The final fight in the Kingston Jericho saga. And then you can crawl back away and drink and drug yourself away because you will never be at Chris Jericho's level ever. If you want blood, you got it. You're not a liar, Kingston. You're a loser. Excellent promo. Excellent promo. Cannot fucking wait for this match. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be great. Cannot wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. This was an AEW World Championship Eliminator match. Let me tell you something. When the year is over, and you take a look back at AEW Dynamite throughout the course of the last X amount of months, for the last 12 months throughout 2022, Konosuke Takeshita will go down as a man who has had some of the best AEW television matches this year. Jay Lethal, Eddie Kingston, Hangman Page, and now Jon Moxley. I cannot even tell you how fucking good he is. He is a legit hybrid of Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. He is so fucking good, and he hasn't even hit his prime yet. He's 25, 26 years old. He's a fucking baby, and he's this good already. Konosuke Takeshita is going to be a big fucking deal, and if I'm booking this, I would absolutely put Takeshita in a prime spotlight fighting Pac for the All-Atlantic Championship or Wardlow for the TNT Championship. He's not going to win, but that would absolutely elevate him to that next level. Trust me on that. This was a fucking awesome match. Excellent fucking match. This was probably one of Jon Moxley's best TV matches all year. So Moxley and Takeshita traded some strikes and chops back and forth. Moxley with a big lariat and a pile driver this early in the match. That got a 2 count. We then got a very nice German suplex by Takeshita on Moxley on the fucking apron. Great shit right there. Really good stuff. We then saw what do we see? I'm not even looking at my notes over here. Looking at the fucking screen. I'm literally watching the fucking SummerSlam shit in the background. Unreal. So Takeshita, he caught a big boot. He was busted open. So Takeshita was busted open, bleeding from the head. Not sure where he got busted open, but it looked to be right above his hairline right here. So Takeshita was busted open, bleeding profusely. Moxley hit a half and half suplex. Takeshita then came back with a leaping lariat, a big haluva kick in the corner, Moxley with a corner clothesline, Takeshita with a sheer drop brainbuster. That was fucking awesome. Takeshita then got to the ropes when Jon Moxley locked in an arm breaker. They traded punches back and forth. The crowd chanted, "This is awesome." We had a beautiful Tope Con Hero by Takeshita. Frog splash in the ring. That got a 2 count. Great near fall. Moxley and Takeshita traded clotheslines. Takeshita with a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. Moxley kicked out. Moxley with a paradigm shift. Takeshita rolled out of the second one, hit a bridging German for a 2. Moxley then with a headbutt, a leaping paradigm shift, the Bulldog choke, and Konosuke Takeshita had no choice but to tap out. This was awesome. Awesome fucking match. Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita, probably the best match of the entire fucking night. Probably the best match of the entire night. Probably the best match of the week. This was fucking amazing in every sense of the word. Really, really, really good stuff right there. Very happy to see Konosuke Takeshita is succeeding big time on AEW television. Really, really solid material. So after that, we then go into a Christian Cage Luchasaurus segment and promo. We had Christian on the mic, and he talked about the varsity blondes who were standing in the ring, and he said that Pillman and his father, they fit in with the imbeciles here in Savannah, Georgia. Cage called Pillman's father average at best. So he's a dick. Christian Cage being the dick that he is. He then goes, your father would be ashamed and appalled to find out that his final contribution to this business was you. He then asked Luchasaurus if Griff Garrison looked like Jungle Boy, and they showed a Titantron picture of Griff Garrison, and he does look legitimately like Jungle Boy. So we get Griff Garrison versus Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus completely destroyed Griff Garrison, no wasted motion, 2 choke slams, and then he locked in the nerve hold, which he's calling the tar pit, and Luchasaurus taps out Griff Garrison. I am loving heel Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus was then ordered by Christian to put Griff through the table. Pillman got involved as well. Brian Pillman Jr. was laid out on the table. Luchasaurus choke slammed Griff Garrison on top of Pillman once. The table did not break. He did it a second time, and the table fucking broke. Absolutely fucking brutal. Brutal stuff right there. I am loving heel Luchasaurus. This is undoubtedly the best version of Luchasaurus we have seen in AEW thus far. Claudio Castagnoli versus Jake Hager. I'm very happy that they did this match, and these two put on a very good, very hard-hitting, very physical match, and I'm loving what Claudio's doing thus far in AEW, and more importantly, I love what Jake Hager's doing. Jake Hager is in a great role in AEW. He is being used to his strengths perfectly. He's not overexposed. He goes out there, and every single time he has a match, he puts on a great match. That is a great thing to see. I am loving what they're doing with Jake Hager. So we got a We the People chant going. Claudio hit a 619 on Jake Hager. That got it 2. Hager then with some clotheslines in the corner. Claudio with some stiff uppercuts. Claudio then got crotched on the top buckle. And then Hager threw Claudio across the ring with a big Beal. Hager then hit the Hager bomb on Claudio. That got a 2 count. Coming back from commercial, Claudio mounted a comeback. Claudio mounted a comeback with a springboard uppercut in midair. We had the uppercut express in full effect. We then had a big crossbody off the top. That got a 2. Claudio with the Claudio swing into the sharpshooter locked in. That got a 2. The JAS came out to cause a distraction. Hager with a Uranagi, and Claudio kicked out. Then we saw Claudio reversing the ankle lock. He hit the pop-up uppercut, and then he hit the Ricola bomb. And Claudio won the match 1-2-3. Claudio gets another big win, and Claudio beats Jake Hager in what was a very physical match. Really good stuff. Love what these two produced over here. Serena Deeb, she took on Anna Jay. Anna Jay actually put on a decent little match with Serena Deeb right here. Really nothing over the top. Some sloppy spots here and there, but this was actually a homecoming for Anna Jay. So Jay came in with a flatliner. Deeb came back with a Rings of Saturn. Very nice transition. Deeb with a swinging neck breaker for a 2. Coming back from commercial, Jay mounted a comeback. Jay then with the J kick in the corner. Northern Lights suplex, that got a 2. Deeb with a various back suplex, backslide rotations. She went for the Deeb tox, but Anna Jay reversed it. Anna Jay with a, I think she hit a back kick on Serena Deeb. Deeb then with a dragon screw. Jay then reversed the Serenity Lock into the Queenslayer, but Deeb powered out of it, and then she transitioned into the Serenity Lock, and Jay tapped out. Decent little match. This was to build up Serena Deeb because we could be getting Serena Deeb possibly, and I do think she will. She's fighting Mercedes Martinez, who, by the way, she came out for the assist because Serena Deeb would not let the Serenity Lock go, and we had Mercedes Martinez come out, and she assisted Anna Jay, getting Serena Deeb to run off. I actually do believe that we could very well see a new Ring of Honor world champion for the women. We could see a new Ring of Honor women's world champion at Death Before Dishonor on July 23rd. I honestly believe that Serena Deeb is going to take it. So after that, we went into the main event. Main event, which was the Young Bucks versus Team Taz versus Swerve in Our Glory AEW World Tag Team Championships. And I do have some news regarding the outcome here. The outcome was shocking. The outcome was definitely shocking. A lot of people didn't expect it. Swerve and Our Glory are the new tag team champions, but apparently Dave Meltzer confirmed that Swerve and Our Glory was always supposed to win the tag team titles because it was supposed to be the Hardys. The Hardys were going to be transitional champions to get the titles on Swerve and Our Glory, and they wanted to go with Swerve and Our Glory because Swerve and Our Glory have actually been putting on very good matches as of lately, and Tony Khan wanted to reward them for it. I don't mind it. I think Swerve and Our Glory is great, and I think Swerve and Our Glory should have a nice, long, extended reign as the tag team champions. We'll see how long that goes. We're definitely going to see how long that goes, considering that you got FTR breathing down everyone's necks. We'll see. We'll see. So, the match itself, unbelievably good. The match itself was unbelievably good. So, we got Swerve and Nick Jackson. They got into it. They traded some holds back and forth. Really slick stuff right there. Really nice stuff. So Ricky Starks and Nick Jackson, they both got crotched on the top rope. Matt Jackson then with the Northern Lights locomotion suplexes. So after that, we then saw a tag to Keith Lee and a tag to Powerhouse Hobbs. Lee and Hobbs suplexed Matt Jackson, and Lee threw both Starks and Nick across the ring with a double belly-to-belly. Really good stuff right there. Coming back from commercial, Swerve with a double drop kick to the Bucks. Lee then came in. He took out Matt, Nick, and Starks. He threw Ricky Starks into the Young Bucks. He then caught he caught Nick Jackson coming off of a dive, and he powerbombed him into Matt Jackson. Hobbs and Lee then got into it with a double crossbody on both men. Hobbs with a beautiful frog splash off the top. He cleared 3/4 of the ring. Awesome spot right there. That got a 2 count. Tag to Nick Jackson. Tag to Starks. Starks and Hobbs with an elevated cutter off the ropes. It was a forward Russian leg sweep, a forward electric chair drop, RKO combination, which looked awesome. Really good stuff right there. Nick kicked out. We had a super kick by the Bucks on Lee and Swerve. Starks came in to help. Starks got super kicked for his troubles. Rick Knox actually got knocked out. Matt took the title. Starks then super kicked Matt. Swerve with a punt kick. Swerve took the title, and he teased hitting Keith Lee with it, but he decided better against it. We had a low blow by Matt Jackson. Shot with the belt, but Swerve kicked out. They got the BTE trigger, but Ricky Starks saved it. Lee then was caught. He caught Nick in midair. Lee caught Nick in midair, and Swerve and Our Glory hit the double stomp powerbomb combo, but Nick and Matt then were taken out because Team Taz saved it. So Team Taz saved the pin. Hobbs with a spine buster to Lee, spine buster to Matt, and a spine buster to Nick, one after the other, which looked great. He was on fire. Tag to Starks, spear to Swerve. Nick saved it. Lee then hit the Bucks with Matt's own shoe. He tagged in Swerve, moonsault off of Lee's chest onto the pile. He pounced Ricky Starks, and then Lee, like the fucking madman that he is, with a fucking tope con hero over the top onto the pile, and then Swerve hit the Swerve stomp, and Swerve wins it. We get ourselves new tag team champions, and I'm very pleased that Swerve and Our Glory won. I was not expecting it. I thought that the Bucks were going to take it, But Swerve in Our Glory ended up getting the win in what was a crazy fucking match. Crazy match. It was all over the place. Really, really, really fun stuff. And I was very, very, very happy to see that Swerve in Our Glory is actually coming up with a lot of success here in AEW. Really good stuff to see. Very, very happy to see that. And I'd like to believe that this is going to be the start of a long reign for Swerve and Lee. And the biggest thing that I love about this is the fact that this is going to fuel the breakup. This is going to fuel the breakup between Swerve and Lee, similar to what happened with Jurassic Express and how their tag team title win and reign fueled the breakup for the Christian Cage heel turn. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to see. Excellent show for AEW Dynamite. Really good stuff. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. We got 2 more shows to go over, and then we're getting on out of here. And you guys can hang out and do whatever you need to do. I'm going to go home. I'm going to relax and enjoy the rest of my day. The 5-year LFU celebration has been great. We got Awesomeness Sports in the chat. You are fucking awesome, Awesomeness Sports, and I hope that you like this stream. You like this video. Look at this. We got 24 likes on the Hardcore Sports channel. Listen, Peanuts and Danielle Wolf, if you haven't already done so, go in the link in my description. Go to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel and subscribe to it and like the video. I'm still live right now on the Hardcore Sports channel. Shout out to the people watching on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch as well. I want you guys to go and like everything that you see. Like everything that DJ Storms is associated with, because it helps me out and helps the channel out. It helps Hardcore Sports out as well. So please go to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel right now and hit that like button on the stream for Hardcore Sports. We got 24 likes. 24. Let's get a couple more. I want Peanuts and I want Danielle Wolf to go there right now. So let's talk about SmackDown. SmackDown. Cannot stand SmackDown. Cannot stand SmackDown at all. SmackDown is undoubtedly the worst wrestling show on television as we speak. Cannot stand SmackDown. Week in and week out, I don't even know how, but SmackDown somehow continues to get a lot worse. I don't know how. I don't know why. And I can only hope to fucking Christ that Vince McMahon, he does. He really does go away. The sooner he goes away, the better. So, SmackDown, we had Michael Cole kicking off the show. Michael Cole kicked off the show by introducing Pat McAfee. Michael Cole introduced Pat McAfee, and we had Pat McAfee in the ring cutting a promo to start off the show. We had Pat McAfee talking about how Corey Graves and Baron Corbin were insufferable on commentary last week. He trashed Corey Graves, and Byron said Corey Graves has actually been insufferable on commentary recently. You guys haven't been paying attention, which I really don't blame you. Corey Graves has been insufferable on commentary. He really has. So they replayed what happened last week with Corbin dancing to Nakamura's theme song and doing the air guitar. Pat then talked about how him and Corbin were roommates when they both were the Indiana Colts. He called him an insufferable douchebag, and even though we're not TV 14 yet, that is a very accurate title to describe him. So after that, Corbin came up on the screen. And he said that he contracted something. He doesn't know what it was. He said that maybe he contracted monkeypox, but you know what? Lucky for you, I'm not going to come down there. I will see you at SummerSlam, said Corbin. So Pat McAfee said that Corbin is just allergic to being great, which, by the way, is actually pretty true because Corbin hasn't been great since NXT. And then Pat McAfee introduced Liv Morgan. He introduced Liv Morgan, and we got Liv Morgan and Natalya in a championship contenders match, which the match itself was okay. Wasn't a blowaway match, but it was an okay match. Not all that exciting, but we got a decent match. Probably one of Liv Morgan's better matches on WWE TV. This was actually better. This was actually better than what we got at Money in the Bank with Natalya and Ronda Rousey. That much I will say. So Liv Morgan and Natalya. Natalya and Liv Morgan had a nice back and forth early on. Natalya then catapulted Liv into the post. Coming back from commercial, Liv with a missile dropkick for 2. Liv Morgan then with a step-up enziguri. Liv Morgan then with a double foot backbreaker. Natalya came back with a released German suplex. That got a count. Liv Morgan then was powerbombed by Natalya. Liv Morgan was able to kick out. Afterwards, Natalya then with an ankle lock. Natalya was then sent into the buckle, and Liv Morgan hit a code breaker and the Oblivion. Liv Morgan won a decent little match. Probably the most bearable thing on the show was this match between Liv Morgan and Natalya. Afterwards, we had Kayla Braxton. Kayla Braxton, she interviewed Liv Morgan about her match with Ronda Rousey. Liv talked about how she has been the underdog her entire life. And people can call her a lot of things, but after SummerSlam, they will still be calling her the SmackDown Women's Champion. Highly unlikely if no one gets involved, but if Charlotte gets involved and causes a DQ, which I expect her to, then more likely than not, you'll be walking out of SummerSlam with the championship, but you'll be losing it at Clash at the Castle. So don't worry, Liv. Don't worry, Liv. We had the New Day coming out dressed as the Viking Raiders. Yes, you heard me correctly. The fucking New Day came out dressed as the Viking Raiders. Xavier Woods says that he's Eric the Gross. Eric the Gross is Xavier Woods. Kofi then said that he was Ivar the Ugly. I legitimately wanted to turn the channel off right then and there. This was childish as childish can be. This is undoubtedly the worst version of the New Day that I've ever seen. Undoubtedly the worst version of the New Day ever. I don't even know how anyone finds this shit funny. The New Day should have split up years ago. New Day should have easily split up years ago. No fucking question. No question. There's no reason why the New Day still needs to be a tag team or a trio or of any sort. No reason why they should still be together. Kofi should be putting others over. Xavier Woods is being held down. Xavier Woods should be a singles guy. New Day is lame. Break them up. So, again, like I said, this is the worst version of the New Day ever. So the Viking Raiders, they came out and they said that they will mangle and break the New Day, trying to sound all vicious and intimidating. They said that they would mangle and break the New Day. The Viking Raiders then were called ugly by Xavier Woods. The Viking Raiders then came out to the ring. Woods blew his Viking horn, and Jinder Mahal and Shanky attacked the Raiders and the baby faces, because apparently Jinder Mahal and Shanky are baby faces now. Yeah, I'd love to see how well that's going to work out. Jinder Mahal and Shanky are now apparently baby faces. So Shanky danced with the New Day as Mahal contemplated dancing before the segment ended. Gunther, and Ludwig Kaiser, they were interviewed, and Gunther said that losing is not tolerated. Losing has consequences. And then he chopped the ever-living shit out of Ludwig Kaiser right in front of Kayla. Gunther is being built up to be an animalistic savage, and I absolutely love that. I have no problem with Gunther being a fucking cold-hearted son of a bitch. More of that, please. The more that Gunther is a cold-hearted son of a bitch, the better. So, we were supposed to get a match with Lacey Evans and Aaliyah. We were supposed to get another match with Lacey Evans and Aaliyah. Lacey Evans came out and she heard the crowd booing her, and it was music to my ears. I love seeing Lacey Evans get booed. You know what this is right here? This shit right here is exactly what happens when you push someone. It doesn't matter whether she's a babyface, whether she's a heel. You push someone, male or female, that the WWE Universe doesn't want to see at all. This is the result that you get. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. This is Roman Reigns' babyface levels of heat. That's how many people don't want to see Lacey Evans on television. Why? Because she genuinely, unequivocally, absolutely, positively sucks. That's why. That's why no one wants to see Lacey Evans on TV. How this woman has survived budget cut after budget cut after budget cut after budget cut is beyond me. Even Nia Jax got fired, and she's related to the fucking Rock. How the fuck has this woman survived all of these fucking budget cuts? And now they're trying to have her go along with being a heel. Meanwhile, no one gives a fuck whether she's a heel or a babyface. She sucks. She can't wrestle. She can't cut a promo. The most appealing thing about her is her fucking looks. She's on the same scale as Alexa Bliss. So Lacey Evans then took the mic. She went on about her life story and how she poured her heart out for all these people. She's disgusted at them. She said that I'm an American hero. The crowd chanted, what? The crowd then she then apologized, and then she goes, oh, you're not going to accept my apology? The crowd booed, and then she said, go to hell, and she walked away. Do you care? I don't care. Lacey Evans is not being booed because now they're turning her heel and she's going to be a very good heel. No, she's being booed because she genuinely sucks at her job. She's not a good pro wrestler. She had potential. She had potential in NXT, and they called her up. They called her up way too soon, and now she's undoubtedly one of the worst. She's the Baron Corbin of the women's division. Everything that she does is shit. She's legit the Baron Corbin of the women's division. And you do not want to be the Baron Corbin of the women's division. Lacey Evans fucking sucks. We had Drew McIntyre versus Ridge Holland. Butch actually rang the bell. I'm not sure if this means that they're breaking up Butch from Sheamus and Ridge Holland. I wouldn't be shocked if they kick out Butch and then Butch, Pete Dunne, is fired. And if that's the case, let me tell you something. If I am Tony Khan, I am calling up Pete Dunne and I am putting him directly on the Ring of Honor brand. I'm putting him on the Ring of Honor brand, and I'm putting him in matches against Gresham and Claudio and Daniel Garcia and Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe and Wheeler Yuta. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting Pete Dunne on the Ring of Honor brand, and I'm making Pete Dunne a fucking mainstay on the Ring of Honor brand. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm fucking doing. McIntyre won with the Claymore. What is this leading to? This is leading to McIntyre and Sheamus again at SummerSlam. That's what it's leading to. So great. So great. We have the Maximum Male Models 2022 Beachwear collection with Max Dupree's sister, Maxine Dupree. Now, I'm guessing that this goes in line with the TV 14 rating. Now, so far, with Maximum Male Models, the juices of my guilty pleasure have not been titillated, says Max Dupree. Titillate the juices of your guilty pleasure. My juices have not been titillated. With Maxine Dupree, the juices may be titillated with Maxine Dupree, depending on who the fuck Maxine Dupree is. We'll see what happens there, but, I mean, if if we're going to get Maxine Dupree in a skimpy bikini, I'm not sure I'm going to complain. I don't think anyone's going to complain. I don't think any straight guy would complain. But at the end of the fucking day, I've said the same thing that I'm going to say about Toxic Attraction. I don't give a shit if I have skimpy bikinied women on my TV screen. I don't want that when it comes to my pro wrestling show. I want pro wrestling. I want what Mercedes Martinez and Serena Deeb are going to do next week at Death Before Dishonor. That's what I want. I don't want bikini models anymore. If I wanted that, all you need to do is look it up on Pornhub. That's all you need to do. You can literally look it up. It's at your fingertips on your cell phone or your fucking iPad or Android. Who the fuck cares? I don't care about it on my wrestling show. I want women's wrestling. I want women's wrestling. We had Madcap Moss. And A-Town Down, screaming out loud. A-Town Down, futures right now. That song, let me tell you something. It's catchy, but holy shit, is it fucking annoying. Austin Theory may have the most annoyingly catchy theme song in pro wrestling right now. Now, there's a good type of catchy and a bad type of catchy. Austin Theory's theme song is a bad type of catchy. So we get this match and leave it to WWE to ruin what was a good match and ruin it with a DQ. So Moss showed off his power early on with a nice fallaway slam. Theory reversed it. He reversed it, and Moss drove himself into the steps. Coming back from commercial, Theory with a roll-through drop kick. Moss with a huge shoulder tackle. Moss then mounted a comeback with a nice spine buster for a 2. Theory then with a back suplex for a 2. Moss with another shoulder tackle, sending Theory off the apron. Theory then caused the DQ when he hit Moss with the briefcase, and that was pretty much it. Good match, ruined by another DQ. Every single time we get something decent on WWE TV, let's end it in a DQ. So Sami Zayn came out, the honorary Uce came out, and he suggested that Theory apologize for his comments. Theory then taunted him before the Usos came out. Moss then attacked Theory and sent him into the timekeeper's table. So we get the main event, which is Angelo Dawkins and Jimmy Uso. Fast forward here, the referee got knocked down, and Dawkins hit the sky high. The referee didn't see that Jimmy Uso's shoulder was up, and Sami Zayn was on commentary. He pointed out that Jimmy Uso's shoulder was up. All of a sudden, Adam Pearce came out, and who was the special guest referee for the match at SummerSlam? They brought in Jeff Jarrett. Jeff-Jarrett. Ain't he great? No, this is not great. The reason why they brought in Jeff Jarrett is because they're in Nashville. It's the only fucking reason why they brought in Jeff Jarrett. Leave it to WWE. And once again, this is merely being done because they're trying to get another aging legend on the show, another aging legend or a non-wrestler, because they legitimately have no one else. They got nobody fucking else to put on this card to help sell out SummerSlam. Desperation right down to the very last letter. Ain't he great? No, this ain't great at all. Matter of fact, this sucks donkey balls. No fucking logic whatsoever. Why? Why is Jeff Jarrett the referee? All because it's Nashville. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. You're telling me you couldn't have put Sami Zayn on there, the honorary Uce? You couldn't have picked someone like a Matt Riddle because he's got history with the bloodline. You couldn't have picked a Randy Orton. If Randy Orton's able to walk, you could have easily put Randy Orton in there. You didn't have to take a bump. Hell, you could have done Solo Sikoa from NXT. You could have picked anybody from NXT. You could have legit picked anyone from NXT. What if they brought in Naomi? Now, this may be a reach, but I mean, if Naomi was willing to come back, if you didn't fuck her up, if you didn't do what you did and mistreat the fucking woman, if Naomi was still employed, you could have brought in Naomi, and Naomi could have joined the bloodline. She could have joined the bloodline. But no. J-E-F-F. J-A-R-R-E-T-T. Ain't I great? No, this isn't great. This is trash. Trash right down to the very last letter. No one gives a shit. I certainly don't. I cannot stand it. I legitimately, I originally did not like the fact that the ISPW shows, the Independent Superstars of Pro Wrestling shows that I've been going to, I hate the fact, really do. I hate the fact that they were on Fridays. Now, I'm actually happy that they're on Fridays. Now, I don't have to be subjected to that bullshit known as SmackDown on Fridays. As long as I'm back in time for Rampage. Last show, and then we're getting on out of here. Fyter Fest, week number 1, to cap off the debut of DJ Storms on Hardcore Sports and the 5-year anniversary. AEW Fyter Fest, week number 1, Rampage. We actually got a very good show, a lot of good wrestling on the show. We got John Silver and Alex Reynolds taking on the Kings of the Black Throne. This is Malachi Black and Brody King. This was a very fun 9-minute match. Really good stuff here between these two teams. House of Black were in control early before Silver and Reynolds came back with some nice double team action. Brody King then took over control by choke slamming Alex Reynolds on the apron. Coming back from commercial, we had a tag to John Silver. We had a big uppercut to Black and an Olympic slam on Black for a 2. Tag to Reynolds, tag to King. We had a big punt kick by Malachi Black into a lariat. Big lariat by Brody King. So that got a 2 count. Alex Reynolds kicked out. So then we had Black getting taken out. We had a beautiful stunner kick combination. And we were going to have a German suplex on Brody King. We ended up getting a German suplex on Brody King. German suplex into a bridging pin, but Black, he double drop kicked Brody King. He drop kicked his own partner out of the fucking pin. He drop kicked his own partner out of the fucking pin to get the one to get the advantage here. He sacrificed his own partner. So after that, we had John Silver being taken out. And then all of a sudden, we had a Sin Eater to John Silver. John Silver's out. And then we had Dante's Inferno. Alex Reynolds spiked on the top of his head. And House of Black gets the win. Very fun match. Very happy to see the House of Black getting more time on television. Afterwards, Darby Allin then leaped off the tunnel onto Brody King. They brawled while Black kept Sting in a stare-off. We legit had a stare-down between Malachi Black and Sting, which looked fucking amazing. These two were staring at each other, waiting to see who was going to make the first move. This was awesome. This was great here. If we're getting Malachi Black and Brody King versus Darby and Sting, I'm all for that. Hell, we could very well get Miro joining forces with Darby Allin and Sting to take on the House of Black. I'm all for that. I can see that taking place at All Out. We had Lee Moriarty and Jonathan Gresham, Ring of Honor World Championship match. Moriarty came in hot with some stiff strikes, no wasted motion, some stiff forearms. Jonathan Gresham was then sent into the barricade. Lee and Gresham then traded strikes. Gresham then targeted the arm of Lee Moriarty. Coming back from commercial, Moriarty came back with a stiff boot. Moriarty then mounted a comeback. Nice teardrop suplex, a big drop kick, and a neck lock suplex for a 2. Both men traded pinfalls until Jonathan Gresham inevitably locked in the octopus stretch, and Moriarty taps out. Afterwards, Tully Blanchard and Jonathan Gresham were in the ring, And we had Jonathan Gresham saying that he's going to be on AEW TV every week and outclass all of your favorites because I am the best wrestler in the world. All of a sudden, we had Claudio Castagnoli. Yes, Claudio Castagnoli came out. And listen, I don't want to fucking brag, but I was talking to my man Little Stevie on Twitter. He's been on my channel a few times here and there for the Battle of the Belt rundowns. And Claudio Castagnoli, I pitched to him, Claudio and Gresham, with Claudio winning the Ring of Honor World Championship. Listen, I don't want to brag, but I mean, pay me. Motherfucker, pay me. You have to fucking pay me now. Holy shit. This is going to be good. I'm predicting we see a new Ring of Honor World Champion. Chris Statlander and Athena versus the Renegade Twins. This was about a minute. Athena with the O-face, and Athena gets the win. Layla Gray then got in Athena's face before Statlander came in to take her out, and they beat her down before the baddies, Kiera Hogan and Jade Cargill, came out, and we got ourselves a big brawl with the baddies standing tall. Do we get a triple threat match for the TBS Championship? I hope so. The Gun Club. Gun Club was in the ring. The crowd booed heavily. Gun Club then said that he loves the Acclaim and he treated them better than his own kids, but Daddy Ass needed to drop the hammer. The Acclaim then came out. Billy Gunn wanted a scissoring session again, but the Acclaim said, fuck that. We get a brawl. The Acclaim stood tall. Max Caster did his rap. The Acclaimed were actually very much over as baby faces. I didn't think it was going to work out, but it works. It works for them. If the Acclaimed just stick to being the Acclaimed, then they're going to be very over as baby faces. So Caster was getting ready to call the Ass Boys broke motherfuckers. Bowen stopped him. He got the crowd to chant Ass Boys. Austin Gunn played up to the crowd, and the Acclaimed stood tall, so it looks like we're going to get the Acclaimed versus the Gun Club at a later date. Private Party versus the Lucha Bros. This was okay. I don't know what happened in the end. The ending was just very, very clunky. I don't know what happened there. Very clunky ending. It was almost like there was a miscommunication issue. I don't know what it was. But Private Party was caught with some super kicks. Private Party then came back with some double dives to the outside. Phoenix came in with a roll-through cutter for a 2. Private Party hit the silly string on Penta. Cassidy with a rope stunner on Phoenix. Coming back from commercial, Private Party then isolated Penta. Penta then got the tag to Phoenix with a springboard arm drag to Cassidy. Gory bomb on Quinn, leg drop on Cassidy. We had a big open palm strike, crossbody electric chair combo by Private Party for a 2. We had a tag to Quinn, tag to Cassidy. Phoenix then tagged in Penta, and this is where he botched. He slipped on the top rope, obviously showing how quickly that they were going. They needed to slow it down a little bit. We had a Death Valley driver on Cassidy into Quinn, made in Japan, but Quinn kicked out. Abrahantes then took out Jose the assistant. Roosh came in for the interference. Penta then with the destroyer, and then the Black Thunder driver by Phoenix and Penta get the win here. Okay match, but very clunky towards the end. I don't know what the fuck happened in the end. Very, very, very sloppy ending. Not normally what you see out of Private Party and the Lucha Bros, but the match overall was okay. The show overall, very good wrestling, and we did get some build heading into Death Before Dishonor, which I'm very, very pleased about. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys kept it rolling the entire time, and that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update here to celebrate 5 years of DJ Storms. You guys were fucking great. Normal guy, how you doing? Be sure, if you haven't already done so, to hit the like button, and then go to the Hardcore Sports channel. Go to the link down in the description. Go to the Hardcore Sports channel and hit the like button as well. We are just getting about ready to wrap it up here. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys were great. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go watch this back on YouTube, both on my channel and the Hardcore Sports channel at any time that you want. Next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it is the rundown for Death Before Dishonor. So I'll be going live Thursday right here as per usual, and late at night, and on the Twitch channel as well. Late at night on 7:30 p.m. Not too late, but later in the evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, July 21st for the rundown. Then, of course, we got the LFU next week, July 24th, live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with the rewind for Death Before Dishonor. Then on July 28th, rundown for SummerSlam, and I do have Mitch Kofsky as a guest on tap. So he's going to be joining me once again for the rundown for SummerSlam. It's going to be fucking great. And then, of course, Lightning Flash update on July 30th, and then July 31st, the rewind for SummerSlam. It's going to be a busy few weeks. I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be big. It's going to be very, very, very busy. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And once again, thank you all. Thank you all for making the last 5 years so fucking great. And I cannot wait to entertain you for the next 5 years now that I'm a part of Hardcore Sports. Thank you once again to everyone associated with Hardcore Sports. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been the Lightning Flash Update. We're going to end this the right way. People, let me ask you this very important question. Who runs the IWC? Who runs the IWC? I'll tell you who. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms. And I will catch you guys next Thursday. We'll be talking about Death Before Dishonor. You already know. Have a great Saturday, yo.